to them. But now when this woman takes this seat, it's a shame that now it's a problem. How? It wasn't a problem before. I'm not doing anything different than what was warranted for the seat. And we're going to continue so you can understand why. So this one's asking, is it normal to vote for things that you guys saw, that you just heard in the board meeting? They voted for the individual to get paid. They voted for all of them to get paid. So it was a big problem, and they asked for that information. Literally, was it, I think it was April, Tiffany? About April, and then they just not playing this now. So you had that all that time, didn't ask one question, meaning the news. Didn't ask one question. This is what I'm saying to you. All I can do is point it out and make you see the things that's wrong with this. Play the video.
Hey guys, how's it going?
And I'm going to show you now how we send everything to every single trustee here. This is Tanganyika, our finance director. Those are attachments of payroll reports, financials. Y'all talk about transparency. I told you, stop letting them send y'all off. We send an email every single time about everything we do here in the village. There's your proof. All I can do is make you see, because right now you're just hearing things people say, hearsay. Should never judge a person off of hearsay. Come and see for yourself, because we send them what they need for board meetings to make votes, right? So if you got questions, if you're really reading all this information, you will ask your questions before a board meeting, and you will make sure that you can define why you're voting the way you're voting, but that's your proof. They had the payroll reports that they sat here and got on TV talking about, oh my God, it's not true. No, y'all knew about it. Play the video. And this is just breaking down and pointing out all the things attached. Pause.
Hey guys, please hit the thumb up. This video
you just
is
saw
live.
A clip.
The council meeting is live as of right now in Dolton.
Press conference about no trustees. That was the Park District. Why is that clip inserted here talking about Dolton business as it relates to this board? So that's number one. Number two, he said that the lawsuit has not yet been settled. Come on, man. Come on, Flaco. You know better than that. If you're a true investigative journalist, you would have did your research. It's a shame that I got to sit here and do his job for him because he's trying to drag me. So I got to make sure I put the facts out. Here we go. And y'all make sure y'all get this to anybody in the audience that want it. Special details. The boys sue for every little thing. It's like kids up here. Anytime they can't have their way, it's like a kid that you're playing with and you take your toy and you run. That's them. You can't play with me today. That's how they act. So this the lawsuit, just so you're aware of what's going on. This is the lawsuit that the Board of Trustees, except for Trustee Stan Brown and Trustee Andrew Holmes, sued me for, saying I can't have a detail here in the village of Dolton. And when I say we won that lawsuit. Here's the judgment. Here's the date. It say March 14, 2023. We won the lawsuit, which states that, guess what? I can have a detail. And then on top of that, it's in the CBA. Yeah, for those that don't know what that is, collective bargaining agreement. That's the police contract. So that's why I'm trying to explain to you that every mayor has this. But you make a big emphasis about when I have it. When y'all do know I am the first. I'm the first youngest female mayor. Female. Get the most attacks because people want to control me if y'all ain't saw that yet. And you cannot and will not. So I fight back. That's what this is all about. It's a power play. It's a money grab. Play the video. That's fact number one. So when y'all want to talk mess, get the facts right. Put this on y'all little hate groups. This right here, facts. And that's right there saying exactly what I just said. It's been dismissed. You cannot remove my detail from me. And there's the date, there's the stamp, there's the judge. You guys have that now. Medina's passing it out to you. Collective bargaining agreement, that's what I just said. So now if you go look in the CBA, collective bargaining agreement, which was approved by this board on May 2nd, 2022, it addressed paid out time, which is the comp time that you saw that individual, because they only pointed out one police officer. It's a ton of officers that do that, but they pointed out one. And then protective details. So it's fun to explain all that. Play the video. This one says, does it say paid out, Stan? I think it say paid out. Paid out. Okay, paid time due hours. So it addresses this in the CBA. So when that individual turned in their money, their time to get paid out for, it was the end of our fiscal year, our quarter. Yeah, Village of Dolton fiscal year quarter. So they had to put in their time before they lose it. Anybody that work in corporate America and things like that, you understand what I'm saying. So that's what that's for, and it's in their contract. So no one did nothing illegal. No one did nothing wrong. I wanted to just point it out to the people so you will know how to go fact check stuff when people just telling you stuff. That's number one. You playing the video? The next one. James, you playing? The next one is protective detail. That's in there as well. Trustees, I'm giving y'all this lesson too, since y'all act like y'all didn't know. All of this is in the things that they voted for. And I just gave you the day. So when they voted for it, I gave you the information of everything that's in this CBA that's approved by this board. But they get up there and they spin things like someone's doing things or being reckless. How? And I'm showing you that they're approving the things that they're going on the news saying the opposite about. Play the video. And at this point, it's like no one had any questions about overtime. No one had any questions about what's going on. So, pause. Pause. So that little snippet right there, they took that and spent it. So I'm going to show you the whole video of what I was saying before I basically said what I just said, which is I was singing the Rihanna song. I played that part for the residents. So go play the video and it's going to explain why I said what I said, but they had to make it like I said, residents, pay me what you owe me. That's not what I said. Because one thing they told me to let you know, from my attorney to the guy that you got voted for, the Polar Concrete, police station, village hall, firehouse, fire walk, and then how dare you not pay him? We owe that man almost $1 million. And you talk about that, but you won't do what's right, none of y'all. But I'm gonna tell you this, I'm gonna leave you with this. DJ, what they tell me to tell every single resident. Pay me what you owe me. So there you have it. So I'm talking about what the vendors had an issue with, and then basically I just sung the song. You can hear it in the background of what they saying, and they saying pay you what they owe you. That's it. You owe money, pay them. That vendor just got up there and said the exact same thing that I'm saying out of my mouth. You guys see them take out things that's targeted. Why are you targeting only certain vendors? But certain vendors you will pay. Certain vendors you won't pay. Why is that? They did the service, which the residents truly needed, but you won't pay to make them whole. That is the issue that we have before us. Play the video. This trustee house and how he feel about you residents. That's him taking vendors out. Okay, so 3 people you just here. Who is supposed to make sure the village is protected if you guys want to pay the long fund that do the cases, the court cases? See, he said that you happy on Big Meg, but y'all don't pay attention to that little stuff, huh? But they sitting here playing with y'all pockets, playing with residents. Y'all should have a problem with that. So I'm gonna leave you with this, with what I just stated. And I hope that cleared up some stuff for everybody that's going around thinking people doing other things and not stating the facts and the truth. Because I'm definitely going to post that and I'm going to send that everywhere. Just like y'all want to go viral on dumb stuff, but not good stuff. They always post the negative, but not the things that we actually do in our community to build our community. I keep telling y'all about my safety. I keep telling y'all about weirdos. I keep trying to explain to you, y'all got to hold it down until I'm done talking. If you don't like it, you can get out. So,
officers, quiet these people down, please.
Next, what I'm trying to explain to y'all is about my safety. We get so much negativity because people put out so much mess about false things, nothing positive, nothing that's factual, but they put it out. And what I have a problem with is, y'all do know, like a lot of y'all get up here and say, I got a daughter. I'm a single mom of a 4-year-old child. So when we get people that run up on us, people that threaten me, people that do all these things, and I tell y'all, the public, it's a shame that no one sees how the media puts it out. And don't y'all think I need more security now that y'all did that? Don't y'all think we get a lot of more crazy people that actually text us, email us, follow us? Dan Faco, if you really was a true journalist, you follow me to a restaurant. You tell people where we are. Y'all telling names on social media about who y'all think my security details are. So you're putting them and their family at risk. You're putting me at risk. No one thinks like that. And you should. Any woman that's ever want to run for office or in power, you should think the same way I'm thinking. You have a family that you want to raise at the end of all this. We do this because we care. Anybody that really get into public service, you got to have a heart for people. And you got to be able to go through the mess. Because I keep saying you're going to go through it, but we got to grow through it together. Because at the end of the day, people going to try to stop people that's really meant for good for you. People are here for good for you, not to sit here and tear the village down. I wouldn't still be in this seat if I didn't care about residents or rebuilding my community where I actually grew up in. Everybody else, they got stories that they heard from somebody else. But I could tell you from my mouth to your ears what Dolton used to be and how it was. It was majority white, for those that don't know that. Majority. And I tell y'all this, and I say this all day long. We had wallpaper, flower wallpaper, green carpet. I went to school, like I said, with Susan. Them was my friends. It's not like that no longer. You can leave your bike outside and you're fine. Neighbors was helping each other. Ponderosa, Red Lobster, all these things on Sibley, gone. All I'm trying to say is, hey, we may not be able to build it the way it used to be, but we can build it better. And that's all I'm asking your support. But stop allowing them just to attack somebody because people can't have their way with me. Stop allowing them to just put negative things out there because people want things from me and I won't do it. At the end of the day, y'all didn't even ask about why is it that when all the liquor stores and some of the clubs are not open right now, the town being quiet, we ain't have too many issues, not no shootings. And people stand up here and talk about their businesses being closed, but don't tell y'all the facts. And I said I wasn't gonna talk about people's business, but I gotta set the record straight because everybody lying on me, right? Y'all just think it's cute because you just want to lie, trustees. But half of the time they didn't have shootings at that location, but they not telling you that. One in particular on Sibley. When the shooting happened, they sprayed the whole Sibley. Did y'all know that AutoZone stuff was all broken out? Burger King, they had boards up all down Sibley. I don't know if you go that route home or drive to the grocery store, but you got to go out of your comfort zone, which is home and work, and go and drive around town and you will see what I'm talking about. So the minute you get to pull in liquor license, because they talk about business license, liquor license, where I am the liquor commissioner, people got an attitude. Now everybody want to talk, but they not telling you how it's hurting our people. I don't want to be in front of a grieving mom because a stray bullet hit somebody and they driving by. Should nobody in here want that. All I'm saying is we can do better with less. And with less being, we don't need all them liquor stores and liquor establishments. We got over 40. Did y'all know that? That you can go buy liquor from. How much liquor you gonna drink? We can cut that. But the minute I say that, then it's, oh, she's stopping the business. No, I'm telling you, let's redevelop our area into something better. Let's pick a entertainment district for people like that to house. They don't have to be scattered throughout our town like that. But no one ever wants to hear my side or hear my vision or what I ran on. But everybody heard it, them trustees, when they ran with me. You were selling mayor's vision at the doors. And now when it's time to implement the mayor's vision, nobody wants to implement it because they got their own hidden agenda. They got a puppet master. And they the puppets. That's the problem. I'm not joining that circus. I'm here to lead you guys. And I think we've been doing a damn good job of development our area. Half the stuff that we got, like I said before, we built with grant money. Half the stuff we need more money. And I keep going and get money for y'all. I'm the only one that's bringing back money as it relates to a mayor. But no one sees that. That's why I say give credit when credit due. And to my women, support. Don't hate, appreciate. Like, support. Why is there so much hatred with women? That's sad. I am you. You are me. Let's support each other. Stop sitting here trying to drag somebody down. Because if it was for you, you would have had it. And if you want it, come get it. So all I'm telling y'all is let's band together, because everybody keeps saying unity. Me and the board, we are divided. That's what we are. Because they keep doing stupid stuff. They keep on wasting your money. I know y'all think that we're going to amend that. It's not going to happen. And the reason why I say that, and I can say this out of my mouth to you, because most people give you mass, say, yeah, we're going to kumbaya. We not. Because everything they have done as a power play, a money grab, and until you residents wake up and see that, you will never see what your mayor has been fighting for you. Other things that they're doing right now, they done lost every court case, every one that they done sued me for. Literally, I'm 20 years old. Y'all catch up. Get on the winning team. Throw in a white towel, please. But they ain't. They gonna keep suing, because it's not their money. Go spend your own money and sue, because y'all not gonna win. As I keep saying, as long as you just stay focused, have tunnel vision, and follow your heart and lead with love, hey, God always fix it, because he fixed this. And another thing that they not telling y'all, get y'all this other lawsuit. Since we're talking about lawsuits. FOIA case against the clerk. Clerk was saying this, our department, they not this, they doing that. FOIA case, we won that. Security case, we won that. Fire commission, we won that. Referendum question, when y'all try to remove me from office. Seat that I won, and I got y'all seats, but they try to remove me. All illegal stuff, but I keep telling the residents, because I don't know if it's just because so many going against one that you just think it's the one. But you're right, I am the one to get the job done. But I need your support now. The biggest one that was the hottest news, because what the news was that when we was out, Saturday with the rink, and they were skating, and everybody was happy. Where they was at? The signature case. Did you know they lost that? They went in the bank and removed me off a bank account. Where they do that at? They did that though. For those that don't know that. And then when they went to the bank, they didn't go right here in town. They went all the way in Orland. So who you got to hook up with in Orland to remove somebody off a bank account? But they're not telling you that, right? They leave that part out. And we won that case right here, signature case on September 26, 2023. Illegal, unconstitutional, trustee house, somebody going to jail. Allison Key, I hope you got your stripes up, but I'm letting you know, because at the end of the day, it was illegal. But when I was telling y'all this, you act like it was the mayor, because people was banding together to do all this mess. And in the midst of this, guys, because it's the fights that we got up here. Did you know that their lawyers, they on the agenda to get fired? Did you know that they went in and put a claim in, insurance claim, because they lost the signature case? When they lost that, they tried to backdoor dealers and take $2 million. $2 million. But they're not telling y'all that. This they lawyers. They lawyers. The trustee lawyers. Yeah, what? Y'all never know. See, don't be knowing nothing. But they got these are the ones that's leading them. So all they doing is just running the bill up. Then they say that we owe them this money. Since when? Nobody told y'all to do all that, but y'all letting them lead y'all the wrong way. It's not right. And all I can do is just keep on fighting, keep on telling y'all, hey guys, this is going on. And then you choose to believe what you want to believe. But I'm stating facts. I'm giving you court cases. I'm giving you judges signing out. I'm giving you stuff of them doing wrong. And they talk about a deficit. The deficit is because of them. Whatever they didn't pay, when they don't pay somebody, anybody understand how deficit works? When you don't pay somebody, that bill still exists. So the next month, guess what? It went up. The next month, just like y'all did everybody else. Y'all owed this one vendor $1 million. Y'all voted for to pay them when Trustee Tammy Brown flipped on y'all and voted to pay all the bills. Trustee House chose not to sign the check. But this the game we play. This the politics of it. And all I'm trying to tell y'all is the love that you get from me that you need, but yet you got people like that. It's the devil, man. The devil trying to take us down. And we not going. We're going to keep fighting until we get it right. And right now, we on the right track. And with that being said, because we're back on the bank account, guess what? Guess what I'm about to do? Everybody get roofs and windows. You get a roof, you get a window. Everybody get roofs and windows. What you mean? So if you on the list and you've been waiting for so long, we will start that up. Because I say that every meeting, and then it gets stopped or blocked by the board of trustees. Yeah, y'all write your notes because you're going to have to keep up with me. Keep up. But I'll make sure that everybody can be made whole because y'all been waiting and we have the money. That's the crazy part about it all. We have the money. They stopped it during election time. Did y'all know that? They didn't want y'all to get roof and windows, then went around lying, talking about it's the mayor. How's the mayor and it's the program I created? How? It's because trustee SDs wanted me to give him a roof and was mad I didn't. But this the game we play. When you don't do something for them, then they won't do for the people. That's bad. That's sad. And I need you guys to remember these moments because right now we all over the news because of them. We're not over the news because of me. It's because everything they go tell the media, right? But then they lie. At least you're supposed to do is research, check, fact check. That's why don't nobody believe fake news. Y'all did all of that and look bad. Because if y'all at my door, I'm asking, what are y'all doing to fix it? You could tell me about somebody till you blue in the face. What difference does it make? What are you doing to change the narrative? Then they turn around and have a secret squirrel meeting at the park district. Why? Just to pass their narrative of the things they want done. They had a meeting of firing people. They had that same attorney act as though they the attorney. This our attorney. He can't represent the village. Y'all got closed session items. How y'all doing that without the board? The board include myself, Trustee Holmes, Trustee Stan Brown. Y'all had none of us there. Y'all just making all the decisions for y'all, huh? Y'all do know that's a quorum. That's a violation of Open Meetings Act. But these are things that they do. But people that don't know, they don't understand the process. And all I can do is educate you and say, hey guys, this happening, this going on. They need to do this, they need to do that. But no one's telling you that. They just want you to follow stupid, follow dumb. Nah, don't do that. Read, guys. I can't stress that enough. Read. Because if you don't read, man, you will go down a dark tunnel and it'd be hard to get out. Another thing we got is a proclamation. I declared our area national disaster for the September 17th date. I just want to stress that to residents that keep asking for that particular date. We have to wait to the governor declare it a national disaster. Once he do that, then now you will get aid and assistance from FEMA. FEMA was outside. I don't know if they're still out there now, and they was helping residents from the flood for the June 29th through the July 2nd date. So if you still need the help, you still can go on FEMA.gov and you can apply, and they will send someone out to do the inspection. I just want to make sure that you know that that exists. Next, I want to tell y'all about a couple great things that we do have. I told you about FEMA coming out, doing a walk and talk, and filling application door to door. We did that last week. I told you about the dates that you need to be aware of because people don't know. I'm going to repeat it again. June 29th through July 2nd. I'm the only approved dates to get FEMA assistance, guys. And if you need any additional help, I am also your supervisor, Thornton Township, and we are helping with light bills, gas bill, water bill. We also helping with transportation for the month of October. It will be free to anyone in our township. If you need to go to the store, you need to go get your hair done, you need to take your kid to school, things like that, because I know people lost their cars in the flood too. So that's only for 30 days. These are the resources that I already have, and I'm making sure that we just give it to the people because you need it. We do not have resources to give you big money like FEMA. FEMA can give you $15,000, $20,000 because that's how much it's going to take to rebuild your basement and do a tear out. Digital meters. Digital meters are on the way. We are working on getting everybody whole because y'all been asked for that for year after year after year. And now we're going to start that before the year end. We're going to put digital meters and we're going to start in a segment because I don't want people calling and saying, well, you ain't on my side. You ain't this. We're going to do one zone and then another zone because we want to make sure it works and then teach our staff how to operate it. And all it is they push a button, they drive down your block and they get all the readings. No one have to ever come in your house again. My goal, why I'm your mayor, is to make sure I bring everything up to date, everything up to code as relates to what other towns are doing. We're playing catch up. Another issue that I had with the board, they didn't even want to approve you guys to get the swimming pool. The swimming pool's there. That building's there. No matter what, it costs us money to upkeep it. It costs us money to keep it there. So my goal is to make sure we open the swimming pool. I'm praying that we get it open this month, and I'm gonna make sure that everybody in our town, as long as you sign up, you will get free swimming lessons. Because what I don't like is that most Black people say they can't swim. So I want to make sure I give you the tools that you need so that you can just go in the water and you will survive if you're on somebody's boat. So that's that. I am looking for swimming instructors. So if you are a swimming instructor, please apply. You can go online and apply, come in the village and apply. Front desk, you can see Larry or Ms. Linda and get an application. Just put swimming instructor. We are also hiring for Just Ice Rink. We are taking bookings for that too. If you want to book it out for a birthday party, a family reunion, call 708-297-6859. And we will make sure that we rent the space out to you. Again, here it is, your mayor, creating revenue opportunities. This is my point. You have to build something, create revenue streams for you. We can cry all day about what it ain't and what happened in the past, but what are we doing to fix it? That's all I want to talk about. What are we going to fix it? Next, street lights. We are putting street lights up. If you go on that west side, when we cut those trees down, we made sure we put up street lights in areas that has been really, really dark. And a lot of residents are happy about that. But I know that the board wasn't paying certain vendors. So now we're going to start back now that the bank account back. So we're going to start back everything and give y'all what y'all need because these are things you need before the snow hit. Because I want people to feel safe when you go into your car, especially women. I get it. When you going to get the groceries out, when you got your kid or your grandbabies, they running around and you like, stop, get in the house. So I get it. So my job is to make sure that everyone's protected, but I'm really dear to the women because I am you and I understand that because I had that same problem with Justice running around. So I just want to light up the block so that you can get to and from your car safely. Concrete. Right now we're out. I don't know if you saw us today. We're doing street repaving and we're doing alleys and also we're still doing sidewalks. So if you're in need of a sidewalk replacement, let us know because there's no way you should have been ever paying 50-50. When we had 50-50 when the previous mayors was here, we thought that was golden. I pay 50%, you pay 50%. Why are we doing that? Y'all do know that's a village-owned sidewalk. They should pay the whole amount. So I'm letting you know that your mayor, along with the two trustees that always support me, Trustee Stan Brown, Trustee Andrew Holmes, we basically vowed to not charge the residents anything to pour sidewalks. So if you need it, let us know. Just give us a text or email, or you can let me know tonight, and then we'll make sure that it's on the list, and then they will get out and they will repair that sidewalk. Because just like your grandkids and your kids, they ride their bike up and down. You got tree roots, bring the sidewalk up, things like that. But let us know so we can take care of it. And again, give us time because it did not get messed up like this overnight, and it's not gonna get fixed overnight. It's been 2 years, and I think we've been doing an awesome job for 2 years, and with all the controversy, but still keep going. We never stop. We still go. We might do a little here, a little there, but now we're gonna go full steam ahead. Face painters, balloon artists, and caterers. I'm always looking for people like that for our events. We have events, which is community outreach. If you have a business like that, please reach out to us because we need it here, and we also need it at Thornton Township. I told you about the Gospel Fest. We rescheduled that last time because everybody was in need. That's right around when the storm happened, and we made it a relief center. And we made a relief center. A lot of you guys got help from FEMA and all the resources we have at Thornton Township. Something I forgot to mention is we do have a food pantry. If you need food, residents, let us know. I don't care about that Bentley you driving and Mercedes you driving. I'ma still bring you some food. So don't be too prideful to get help. Let us know and we will take care of you. CETA starting up, what you did today, for general assistance at the township. It resumed on October 2nd. Make sure you sign up and it will resume all the way to August 15th, 2024. So sign up for that. What else do I want to tell you? The township GA department is 708-596-6040, extension 3134. Again, the number is 708-596-6040, extension 3134. And you can apply at the 333 East 162nd Street. That is the location of Thornton Township to get help with any of the services I named. Food pantry, light bill, gas bill, water bill, things of that nature. Anybody can assist you with it. Holidays coming up, Thanksgiving. We're doing turkey drives, or turkey giveaway, and ham giveaway. You can give one or the other, can't have both. So make sure you sign up for that so that you will be on the list to get that. And then we're gonna have some for the kids because I know you guys always need somewhere safe for your kids to go for October 31st for Halloween. That ends my report as relates to all the things we got going on. And I know it was long, but I had to make sure that I stated all the facts and that you guys knew what was going on in your town, because half of the time somebody's telling you what's going on and you don't see for yourself. I hope that was really, really factual, that you got the information and you got the lawsuits. I hope that anybody that wanted it, you got the signature case for the bank account, and then you also got the other lawsuit for the security detail. I just want you to know that people will always try to fight against progress. But at the end of the day, change is hard. Change is difficult, but it's needed in our village. And I think that we on the right track. I feel we are. And I love the residents for all your love, support, email, texts that you sent out to me, just supporting me and uplifting me. I love y'all for that because I truly, truly needed that, because y'all forget that I am human too. I understand that we fight, but I am a person and I just need support sometimes from other people, even from the ones that always get up and say, Mayor, you said my name. Yeah, I said your name, because I'll be pointing out to y'all people that's against me. I don't pick and choose who get a street done, a tree cut. People that don't like me, I call them my haters or my enemies. They still get service, because at the end of the day, it's a full block of residents. I cannot neglect that block just for one. My goal is to make sure that I take care of everybody, even the haters. And I might pull up and record it just to show people that we truly are friends, right? Trustee, she ex-trustee Stubbs. But I just want people to know that thank you for calling me to get the help that you needed, because I'm going to show up regardless of what people say or think or feel about me. Because like everybody saying here, it sounds as though all you are about God first. Only He can judge you. Only He can make it right or fix it. No matter what anybody say, you have to answer to Him. So that's why I tell you guys that follow the little hate groups or just talk about people, stop. Because today not promised, tomorrow not promised. I mean that. Stop. Because I get calls. I got a call the other day about somebody really close to me. He is Commissioner Kyle. Kyle over at the Park District. He lost his mom. She just passed away. I'm pointing things out because I don't want anybody to feel no pain like that. And I want y'all to love on each other. And that's why I always tell y'all, just tell each other y'all love them. Kiss your loved ones before you leave, because you just don't know. And that's why I try to stress that to y'all, and why y'all keep seeing me lead with love. Because at the end of the day, it's only between you and Him when it's just you and Him. Everybody else is just noise. Block it out. I promise you, you'll be okay. Block it out. But that's the end of my report. I thank you guys for listening. Hopefully it was helpful information, and we will drop the video later. We got 2 videos. Where you at, James? Where you at? 2 videos, and it's a shame I had to put my report first because people want to walk out all the time. But this is one video in a storm. This is your mayor along with Trustee Stan Brown. We was out on the September 17th date pushing people out of the water, out of the flood. But these are the things that I do. These are the things they don't show. They don't show the heart I have for the people. So we want to point this out as another example of the people's mayor pushing people out of the flood. I try to tell y'all I'm little, but I'm mighty and strong. I'm trying to tell you. So that's one example. You got another video? That way we can speed it up for them. And we do this because some people are visual. They want to see. So, okay, what is that? So, I wasn't expecting that, but okay. That's just an example of Trustee House taking tree service out. And then the very next day, that's why I told y'all, don't play with God. The next day we had a storm and trees fell on people's cars, people's homes. And those same vendors that they took out all came out and cut down trees from your houses, from your cars. And that's what I mean about relationships. People try to destroy it by not paying people. Now you put the village in a hurdle because now it's like, how do you help the resident that's calling you? Y'all not calling them, y'all calling the mayor. So we want to make sure that we help the people no matter what. And thank you, Johns, for coming out and still cutting in Murph, K&M Ventures, for cutting down the residents' trees. So this is something we did when it was the hottest day. And this is what I mean when that fake news reporter, Flaco, came and followed us. It was 100-degree weather. We was out, and my team, they was mad at me, but it's okay because we were sweating bullets. And basically, they wanted to go back in, and they was all sweating. And I just want to point it out because I had the police department out, the fire department out, public works was out. Everybody came out to help. And that's something that I do always. This ain't just right now. And guess what? I'm not up. Election time not here. I'm not up to 2025. Let's be clear on that. That's because I care. So if you was a senior that day in the house, we either got you out the house, we took you to our cooling station. We did everything possible. We got you bottled water. We did everything. And I want to thank my team because without them, it wouldn't be possible. Even Chief Colin was sweating. They had him carrying the water. But they don't tell that story. They just run up on us for negativity, but didn't show why we was doing everything we doing. This is us doing outreach. This is us going door to door, telling people about all the services I just named here. Because people just don't know. They don't know all these things exist at Thornton Township and here at the village. And that's my slogan. My baby said that. She said, never, never, ever give up. So I just want you guys to coin that and y'all remember that. Never give up. All right. So that concludes your videos, James? Okay. So that concludes our videos for this evening. I will now go into the veto message. Veto message. Oh. Okay, so you guys know about the secret squirrel meeting that the Board of Trustees had at the Park District. I am vetoing all the things that they think they passed without this board, meaning the complete body. So that is what my veto message basically says in a nutshell. You guys cannot do secret squirrel meetings without us. They even went as far as to pass a budget when I know Trustee Stan Brown been asking about having finance committee meetings. I know that half the time the administration would like to have some information or input as it relates to their line items, but no one asked them, meaning the administration, what their needs were, what they wants were. No one asked anything. Y'all just passed a budget without any input from this body. And that's why it's so sad and hurtful, because how you know what they need if you guys are never here? They run the day to day. You need to talk to them so you'll know, hey, maybe they chipper went down. Maybe they need a new sweeper. You don't know, but you just pass something blindly. And then how dare you guys take out the overtime out of the budget? Why would y'all do that? If anybody know how a budget go, the unforeseens happen, and that's what generates normally OT. Prime example, today, We had one of our officers get in an accident. Car flipped over on Lincoln and Ellis, for those that don't know. So that means what? That officer is going to be off. So that means what? Now someone has to basically cover her shift. What does that mean next? That creates overtime. I don't know how better to explain things to people, but somebody got to tell y'all the facts and just stop believing the naysayers, the wannabes. Like, stop, because that's not what it is. But people got to use common sense as to, well, let me think why this is the way it is. And all I could do is just tell you guys. Another thing the board did, they didn't pay for the gas leak that was over in the west side. This was at a previous board meeting. I asked the board to make sure they fix it. They told me I'm lying about the gas leak. So then we have the department head speak to the gas leak, and they voted it down. Would not pay for the gas leak. Y'all know I'm not gonna do that. Y'all know we fixed that gas leak. I'm not gonna let the whole town blow up because y'all made. Y'all gotta do what you got elected to do, which is to lead the people. Make sure you give them the resources that's needed, and they didn't do it. Two other big issues that was on the table. One, Chief Collins, he asked for cameras in the police station. They voted no. Why would you vote no? How do you do investigations? Y'all ain't got no cameras. How? These are the things that we fight up here about. But residents don't understand how important that is to a department head. But if they asked the right questions, they would have known why it's needed. And why would you not vote for that? Another issue, Chief McCain, the fire chief. Did you know that they voted no to fix the garage door for the firehouse? How do you get the engine out? We telling you about the problem before it be a problem and y'all have a fire and we can't get to you. Anything with public safety is all about time. Time. And if we can't get the engine out because we playing with the door and now your whole house burned down or your car blow up because your car on fire, now what? All I can tell you is the issues that we fight against, and all we do is we just keep going. Throughout all the mess that they should be voting for and should be doing and fixing, they're not doing. And I'm telling you all this because you need to know. Because people tell you one side, but you don't go get the other side to understand the facts. So you understand why the fight is, why the tug of lug is. It's sad because here it is. Y'all got an active mayor, active. Always on the street. Y'all can always see me, always find me, call my phone, get my cell number. Active. No other mayor is more active than me. I'm running circles around everybody. That's the issue. Can't nobody keep up with me. Try. But I'm just saying, give us the tools we need so we can fix the things that's been broken for so long. It's been broken for too long that now y'all don't want to hear no excuse. Y'all want to hear when you're going to fix it. That's all residents want to hear. And I'm with y'all on it because I agree. I would want the same thing once y'all get a new administration in. You want to know when the administration going to fix it. When you gonna cut my tree? When you gonna put lights up? When you gonna do my sidewalk? When you gonna do my streets? Everybody wants the same thing, but it's a matter of what we do to get to that point. Because I say this example all the time. Everybody do the cha-cha slide, right? Right to the right, to the left, but everybody put their own little flavor on it, right? So you can't be mad at how I put my flavor on how I govern. But we all get to the same point. But it's all about it's your time to lead. You write your own narrative. You don't let other people write your narrative. It's your life to live. You figure out what you want to do, and that's what you do. When we meet, we do a think tank. When we meet, we talk about solutions. We don't talk about people. You can't sit at my table if you talk about people. We don't do that. I didn't grow up like that. My parents taught me to be a thinker, a leader, someone that comes up with solutions. And this is why we can create and do the things we're doing here. Nobody ever saw that dream over there or that ice rink. Just stay tuned. I'm going to build a whole Six Flags on Greenwood Falls. You'll see. You're going to hear about it. Keep telling y'all. And I always tell you, come see about it, don't hear about it. I tell everybody that. For those that keep hearing about it, I told you, put your eyes on it. You understand Tiffany Hilliard. But that's where we are. And I'm going to give the flow because my team got a lot to say this evening. And it's going to be a long board meeting because it's just so much mess going on. And we had to get that out to the public. And y'all should come to conversation with the mayor. That way you'll understand all the things to come. You'll see the vision. You'll see the development. You'll see the 300 West Sibley. That's something else this board holding up. 10 sit-down restaurants for you residents. 10 sit-down restaurants. Sit down, not carry out. Think about it. I can't think of one spot you can literally go sit and eat in our soft land that's close by without going all the way to Orland or Bolingbrook or somewhere else. We don't have that. Even though Olivia's closed early. You need what you keep running to. You want them to run our communities now. Give us their tax money over here. That's what we want. But all I can do is put it out there, and then hopefully people will vote for it, or they'll see that the change is needed. Because obviously a lot of people don't live here. You got board members not voting for certain ordinances because they house out of whack. Trustee Norwood. You got bushes everywhere, outgrown. But you won't vote for the ordinances to make sure we do beautification. But these are the issues we got. And all I can do is point it out to you, because at the end of the day, you're not voting up stuff. You're holding up progress. But you got all these issues. But you need to fix it. And I keep telling people, fix your house, but you come try to fix somebody else's house. But no one's doing it. And all I can keep doing is just showing y'all. Because at the end of the day, y'all, I'm telling y'all now, and I'm going to keep on saying this. Y'all better stop lying on me before I start telling the truth on y'all. Please stop. Because I don't mess with nobody. I come do my job. Only time y'all see me say something is when I have to clear something up. And I shouldn't have to, because I'm too busy doing my job. So I don't have time to come back here and talk about nothing. But that's where it's at. We have to keep clearing it up because people want to tell lies. People want to be famous. There's a lot of jealousy and envy too. People are so upset that I have both seats. As I stated before, if God put me there, what are you so upset about? Work with me. Because there's many people that went on that table before me, but God saw fit to give it to me. So how you mad? I keep saying, don't hate, congratulate. Come join the team, the winning team. As I stated before, I'm 20-0. Y'all ain't got not one win under y'all. But y'all waste all this money to the residents, because that's who wasting your money. That's where the deficit come from, the trustees. They the one creating the deficit. They the one not paying vendors, as you hear them all get up here and say. Them. But everybody pointing the finger up here. But it's really them. And that's why I'm bringing it up, because I need people to wake up and pay attention. And I thank y'all that's all still with me, so thank y'all. And do this for me real quick. We're going to lighten it up. Turn to your neighbor, say, neighbor, I love you. And there's nothing you can do about it. All right, love on each other. Hug on each other. Thank you so much. Oh, all right, so we're going to move on. So I spoke about the veto. Anything else about the veto? You want to say anything? Okay, Sure. So the attorney is going to talk about the veto that I'm doing for the secret squirrel meeting on September 25th, 2023. So go ahead, attorney.
Okay, thank you. This is on. Okay, thank you very much. The items that are being vetoed by the mayor that were passed by the Board of Trustees at the September 25th, 2023 special meeting are ordinance number 23-002, and that's an ordinance establishing rules and regulations for the Freedom of Information Act and act responses and requests. And the main reason that is being vetoed is because in the mayor's opinion, and we share this, it exceeds the authority granted under the code, under the Freedom of Information Act, as well as the Illinois Municipal Code to the trustees. And that was verified by the September 26th order of Judge Gamerath, where the judge specifically had stated, although it was not related specifically to the check signing ordinance, but the judge had stated in many different places in that case that the board was attempting to overcompensate and to essentially take the authority from the executive branch. In all branches of government, there are in all governments within the United States, there are basically a judicial, executive, and legislative. The trustees are the legislative, the mayor is the executive. And so the judge had stated that they were infringing upon the powers of the executive body, as well as performing other such acts that were not constitutional. So that was one of the reasons that the FOIA ordinance is being vetoed, as well as other reasons that are stated in the veto message. I won't read the whole thing because it's very long, but just wanted to give a brief summary. The appropriations ordinance for 2023 to 2024, this is ordinance number 23-012, is also being vetoed for a multitude of reasons. One, again, it's them exceeding their authority and unconstitutionally attempting to change a form of government, just as what had occurred in the check signing case. And in addition to that, the requirements of Section 8-2-9 of the Illinois Municipal Code as it relates to the passage of an appropriations ordinance were not adhered to. So therefore, the ordinance, in our opinion, is invalid on its face. And that's one of the reasons that the mayor is vetoing that ordinance. Next is the veto of the business license code amendment. And this is ordinance number 23-012. Not only does this ordinance again exceed the authority of the legislative body, but it actually creates a conflict within the code. It attempts to take the power and right of the mayor to issue business licenses away from the mayor and give it to the trustees. However, to be quite honest, it was very sloppy draftsmanship because they did not actually look at the entire section of Section 3-1 of that chapter of that code, because there were other places in the code that if they wanted to make this amendment, they did not do it completely. But even so, even if they did do it completely, to be quite candid, in our opinion, it exceeds the authority of the board and again infringes upon the separation of powers. So that ordinance is likewise being vetoed by the mayor. The IGA with the Dolton Park District is also being vetoed by the mayor. First of all, the mayor has never been presented with a copy of the IGA. It's some mysterious IGA with the Park District, seemingly related to the issuance of building permits. Building permits are a very important thing, and building code adherence is very important for life and safety. And it's also very important for the firefighters and police officers and other public officials that enter into those buildings, as well as the residents that reside there or use that facility. So in this case, it's Park District facilities. To waive construction permits, it just basically allows them to do construction without any oversight. And that, again, in our opinion, exceeds the authority of the executive branch and creates a very precarious situation for both the village, its residents, and the users of the Park District. And finally, the mayor is also vetoing the settlement vetoing the settlement agreement in the Hudson versus Village of Dolton case. This one was a little strange because somehow the trustee's attorney, the legislative counsel, was assigned to the case, but nobody can really understand how they were assigned to the case because their role as legislative counsel is limited to advising the trustees in their legislative capacity. They are not allowed to actually appear on cases and be representing the trustees or the village itself in a case, because this was not a case against the trustees. This was a case against the village. So first of all, in our opinion, Odelson's office had basically exceeded their authority. I don't know how they got assigned this case. We're still trying to figure that out. But nonetheless, it is essentially again, trampling on the separation of powers. It is the village's insurance carrier that typically assigns these cases with the approval of the village. And that did not happen. So in consideration of all the things stated, these are the reasons that the mayor is vetoing those 5 items. Thank you.
All right. So as she stated, is the number one problem. Everybody wants to tell me what to do or take my powers, mayor, and it don't work that way. I'm the executive branch. I ran to lead. I say that and I say that because their job is legislate, make laws, make rules, but they're not doing that. But they'll try to make a law as if it can hurt me or hurt the people. They'll make a law. One being the business licenses and permits. And then the problem I have with that is Trustee Belcher, she keep trying to get her friend to open up over in our community. And I will not have strip joints in Dolton. I will not have more liquor places in Dolton. So I constantly fight for the people. And the people don't even understand what we're fighting over because they just say it's the mayor, it's the mayor, it's the mayor. No, it's them. If they were to tell y'all what they're trying to do, you'll understand why I'm saying no. We're not going to do that. This is supposed to be a community about family, not places where you go and club all the time and every other weekend it's a shooting or something going wrong. The Park District. What I don't like that this board have attempted to do is stand with people just because they're against me. If you don't work for the village or work for any other body of government I govern, you go to the park. That's where all the rejects go. So when you go over there and you work there, now you become into the hate group. And then the hate group started all this chaos and this mess. And it's always like a I hate Tiffany type of people over there. And then the trustees go and they join the same hate group. And now it become more mess because now when the people see that, like residents see that, you think, oh, well, maybe the mayor did something. No, I have not. I keep on telling y'all, my job is to protect you. If you live off of 142, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. The prior year, they had a car show there. And if y'all want, go research. And Chief Collins can attest to this. We had to call a layers call out. That means that we had to call officers from all over to help us because there was that many people out there. We then had to shut down that car show, and they was parking off the, y'all know that live in town, off the E-way, off that one lane. They was parking there, getting out the car, going to the car show. Come on now. So y'all know when people get off that E-way, they doing about 60, 70. Before they decrease their speed, they already at the park. So just imagine how many lives we had to save. If you go down Woodland that day, you couldn't get down there. A whole nother safety issue. So if it's a fire, somebody have a heart attack, got an issue. The ambulance couldn't go down there. The police couldn't go, nor could our engines. So my job, once again, is to protect you guys. They even hired or ordered a bird, what y'all call it, Chief Collins? A helicopter came. All this happened last year. So now this year, why would I allow the same mess to go on? My thing is pull permits. Let us know that you're doing what you're doing. Don't just pop up and say we got an event. Let us know. But this board, once again, went and stood with them and act like we doing something wrong. But no one asked any questions. And that's another lawsuit. Do I have that one? For the Park District that we won. We won that lawsuit too. So my point to y'all is every time people go sue, we win the lawsuit. What they need to do is fix them slides. What they need to do is get them graffiti off that stuff over there. Why y'all wasting money on lawsuits that you ain't gonna win? Because our kids matter. But no one's doing these things. Everybody doing this, talking, running their mouth. That's it, running their mouth because they ain't doing nothing else. But go fix what y'all care about. Because I don't even go there because somebody can get hurt. Because I'm going to be upset if my child get hurt coming down that slide. And I showed you a video just to prove to y'all it got fixed. They said, and I quote, oh, we fixed that stuff. Everything is repaired now. No, it's not. Go over there and see for yourself and stop just believing the hype because it's not. And sometimes somebody got to say, you know what, enough. I'm going to fight back. And when you fight back, as long as you righteous in what you're doing, you will prevail. And that's why you keep seeing me prevail time after time after time because my heart, my spirit's in the right place. And people keep trying to take that from me and I'm not going to allow it. And that's why I fight these people that sit on the same board because they don't mean no good for our town. They keep selling our town out. And I have a problem with that. I have a problem with people that get in politics and don't do right. And guess what? Anything that needs to be changed is going to take time. I keep saying that. But let's go through it together and fix it. But don't sell our town now, guys. Because at the end of the day, we still going to be here, even though y'all not here. Because I'm everywhere and they never there. That's the difference between me and my board. And I thank you again, Trustee Stan Brown. I thank you again, Trustee Andrew Holmes. Because they're the only two trustees that have ever support anything that I have going on to develop our town. And this is why we get awarded the money. When we went out of town to Springfield, they gave us $6.8 million they allocated for Dolton. But if you're not in the room or you're not begging for stuff, how can you get things for your town? But people got to put stories out that ain't even true because you got the people. I have your hearts. Just like y'all got my heart, y'all got to hold on me, dog, just like vice versa. So all I could tell you is that, hey, I'm going to keep leading with love. I'm going to stay positive, stay prayed up, and hopefully things will get better within the next couple months because right now everybody getting rips and windows. So I just let y'all know that. So we're going to move on next, and we're going to talk about the clerk. Clerk, do you got a report? Okay, go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. Can you guys hear me? Hello. Okay. So, let's see. Report A, approval of minutes for September 5th, 2023 regular board meeting. I'm asking the Board of Trustees for their approval for that meeting.
That's not on the agenda.
It says approval of minutes.
It's not on the agenda.
So why is approval of minutes on here?
Normally, just so you know how this go, Deputy Clerk, it has to say the date and the when you guys wanted the minutes. It will have a date by it. It's not on the agenda. And if you're paying attention, it's saying Mayor's veto on September 25th, 2023 minutes. So
I said September 5th, not September 25th.
well, it's not
And
on
there-
there. And thank you for clarifying, but it's not on there. So
Hold on. Prior agendas have had approval of minutes without the dates on there.
it's not on there. So please move on.
Okay, so I'll move on to communications then. So you stated that you won the FOIA case. That judgment isn't until October the 13th, 2023. So that case is still open for the record. Also, we don't control the village website. Whatever is posted on the clerk's page, whatever is removed, whatever is added, we have no control over that. Just for the record as well. I'm done, Mayor.
Please take classes to learn how to do your job.
I have.
Because hold on, Clark. Let me finish.
Quiet, please.
Because at the end of the day, if you got communications to talk to the public about something they need to know, please do that. You can throw your jabs or say whatever you think you need to say. And for the record, please make sure everything I said up here is typed up in those minutes, since you want to be sarcastic about what's going on. As it relates to the FOIA case, it says TRO denied, and it's for Key versus Hinyard, 22 CH 3329. So please get your facts right. So again, courts, hold on.
For the record.
Hold on. Courts dismiss without leave. Motion for leave filed, amended complaint by Keys. Denied. Dismissal granted. 09/14/2023. Again, this y'all problem that I have with y'all. When I tell y'all something, I state my facts, but y'all too busy trying to do a clap back that y'all don't even understand what y'all talking about. So that's what it says right here. And this is from the lawyers, meaning the village attorneys. Next, please, whatever you do, make sure that everyone's statements are in the record. And I know I said mine's, but I want to say everybody's, so that the residents can follow up with what's going on. And as it relates to y'all office, and I mean Clerk Key, because you're the deputy, I need you guys to make sure y'all stop sending things out for FOIA that don't make no sense if y'all don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all job is to protect the village. Protect the village. Not assume what you think we don't have. Not assume or give your opinion of anything. And please, Deputy Clerk, come to work, because you don't be here. Please come to work. And then you will know what you should be giving out, because it's many a times you have dropped the ball on FOIAs that you should have gave to our departments, and y'all have not. So therefore, when a FOIA need to go out, people don't even know it exists because you guys haven't given it to the department heads. That's another issue, let alone the issue. But you guys need to get y'all office in order and stay out of the mess, because the clerk ain't nothing but a court reporter. That's what y'all do, report what we do at meetings. But yet y'all get in the mess. Y'all go have secret squirrel meetings. Y'all call meetings, being disrespectful, walk out, leave. That ain't what you're supposed to do. You guys supposed to be neutral, because that's all y'all job entails, recording things and making sure minutes are done. So one thing one resident did say that I totally agree with is, where is y'all minutes? Y'all done been here. You been what, a year, 2 years? 2 years, and y'all ain't got no minutes done, none? Come on, man. What are we paying you for? And this is what I'm talking about, residents. When everybody want to fight, everybody want to talk mess, but ain't nobody doing their job, because everybody trying to do my job. Everybody trying to tell me what to do. And they all got jobs. They all got stuff that they should be doing, but they're not doing it. But everybody got something to say to me about my stuff, and I'm the only one producing, showing up and showing out, giving y'all everything that you need. But they not doing whatever their office is supposed to do. And y'all should have a problem with that. Moving on. Next, we have village.
May I be recognized?
Go ahead.
Okay. And so I'm gonna make this very quick, because you already wasted enough of the people's time. As it relates again to the final judgment for the FOIA case, it's October the 13th, 2023. And again, as it relates to the website, the minutes are not on there because we do not control the village's website. Whatever is posted, not posted, added, or removed has nothing to do with the clerk's office. Let me make sure I'm addressing everything. And also, as it relates to the minutes, as the village clerk has already communicated to you, we do not write word for word. We follow what the Open Meetings Act states. We don't follow what you say, Mayor. What the law states is what we write. Check the law, check the statutes, and comprehend it, and you'll see why we write it the way that we do. It is a summary. We have been here for almost 2 minutes and we haven't even gotten through, 2 hours. We haven't even gotten through the agenda. Do you expect us to write that word for word? I think you're looking for a transcriber, and that is not in our duties. We do not transcribe. If you would like a transcriber, perhaps you should address the board and add it to the budget. But myself nor the village clerk will be transcribing minutes word for word, and that is for the record. Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna say this and we're gonna move on. Y'all need to be respectful, and that's the problem here. Everybody again want to clap back, and then when I clap back, everybody got attitude. Be respectful, Deputy Clerk. And your problem, hold on, you out of order. You out of order. Did I not give you the floor? Deputy Clerk, you out of order.
I won't respect
Deputy Clerk,
you don't respect.
Deputy Clerk, you're out of order, and that's your problem. People need to learn to stay in their place. Like I gave you the floor, I was quiet. I let you say whatever you want to say. Now you listen to what I gotta say. Stop being disrespectful. Stop lying to the people about what it is you in your office should be doing. You and Clerk Key, period. Y'all need to come to work. Y'all are never here. Y'all need to do what you're supposed to do, which is have the minutes ready and make sure you review them. And if you guys would give us the minutes so we can review them before, so we can go and say, hey, add this, change that. And I said it's at the last meeting. And your job is to record what I'm saying. And if I say for the record, that means that you need to type what I'm saying. So won't you learn your position? Stop trying to clap at me. So we moving on. Next, village
Mayor, I have a motion
administrator.
to suspend the rules.
Okay, we finna move on. We got village administrator
We got a
report.
motion and a second on the suspend the rules.
We're finna move on to the reports.
Attorney, we have a motion. And
Why do you want to
suspend the
suspend? Why do you want to suspend the?
because
Why?
general
What are you
comments
doing?
have been.
I didn't say call the roll. Y'all are out of order.
because the general
Y'all are
comments
out of
have-
order.
general comments
Y'all
have
out of
been
order.
overlooked, and myself,
Y'all out of order.
myself and other board members.
And I
have
just
carried
asked you a
comments.
question. So Deputy Clerk, you out of order. So why do you want to? Why do you want to
We
suspend
have
the
a
rules?
motion and a second to suspend the rules. I would
Trustee,
appreciate
why
a
do you want to
roll call.
suspend the rules? You have
Aye.
reports to do.
Because comments,
Aye, I'm
general
taking a vote.
comments have not been addressed. Myself and other board members, I believe, have comments to many of the allegations stated. So I'm asking either for general comments or suspend the rules.
Trustee, we're gonna get to everybody on here. Right now, we are on clerk. She's done. We are on village administrator now, and we will get to you guys to speak.
My
Everyone's
motion
going to
was
be allowed to
There's
speak.
a motion and a second to suspend the rules. I will
Aye.
ask the attorney to follow.
And attorney said, what rule?
I said a motion and a second to suspend the normal order of business, to suspend the agenda.
So you don't want to take care of
Is
none
your
of the
motion
business.
to take the agenda out of order?
He don't even know.
Suspend
He don't even know.
Suspend the agenda so that the board members can comment.
You
Just
got
get general
everybody gonna get the
announcements.
opportunity to speak,
But the general announcements is on the meeting next.
even if it was next or whatever. Everybody gonna
Okay,
get to
so
speak.
if
So
we
what
can
is the
take it out-
problem? And it's the problem we got because y'all can't have y'all
Just
way.
talk the whole hour.
Everybody. So what? So what? Shouldn't have walked out last time. Can
So
you wait till we
general
get to?
announcements
Can you
have
wait till we
already
get
been
to it?
passed on the agenda.
Okay, but we
Second.
would get to it. We would
I
get to
don't
it.
know why you're so afraid of other people speaking, man.
I'm not. I'm never afraid of y'all at all. Get that correct. Please
Okay.
clear that up.
So
Never
then we can-
at all.
so then
What
let's
I'm
move forward.
asking, trustee, is why are we suspending rules if we're going over the agenda?
We're wasting 5 more minutes.
We are
on
by you
why.
doing what you're doing. So let me
That's right.
finish so everyone
Aye.
will have the opportunity to speak.
So
Trustee Stanley
Again,
Brown.
Clerk, you out of order. You out of order. Don't call the row. Go ahead.
The
Is the motion suspended?
Go ahead. You know, you need to chill out. Turn around. Turn around. Girl back. Go on with all the nutball stuff.
Can we have order, please?
Turn around.
Order, please, or you'll be
Is the
escorted out
attorney
of the
gonna
meeting.
suspend the motion or what? Is the attorney gonna say something or no? We wait, we got a whole second and a motion on the table. I understand it.
Okay. All right. She said, go ahead.
Thank you.
I start again. Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Trustee Stanley Brown.
No.
Trustee House.
Please don't be
Aye.
disrespectful to people. Don't do that.
Trustee Holmes.
No.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Thank you. I'll be brief with my comments, but I will say something that served me many years has been anytime somebody speaks that fast, watch your wallet. And that's what's going on here now. There's a lot of comments, a lot of statements that are being kind of hurled out there to defend something that when there was a media reporter there asking for a stance, and there was no stance given to that same reporter. This is not information that the board made up and provided. That information was given out. Residents, I will say again, this deficit is real. We have troubles. Watch your wallet when people are talking that fast. That concludes my comments.
May
All
I
right,
be
next.
may I be recognized?
Go ahead.
I just want to address a few things that was stated tonight in your mayor's report. I'm not asking for feedback. I just want to make a statement. First off, you posted the CBA, the contract for the police, but you only posted a part of it. In that contract, because I read, it states that the protective detail is straight time, meaning that every shift, it should be somebody, not extensive overtime that's being clocked to the taxpayers. And it has been the norm that they don't cash out more than 40 hours per every 2 weeks for comp time. So to get 300 hours, even if they did over 80 hours or whatever, that's more than the norm, especially when we're having financial difficulties. Second, you said something about the business license. I'm not, and you can definitely always include me in everything. I'm not opposed to your decision of business license. What I'm opposed to is this was the direction that you were going for the village. These are people's business. It should have been a letter 6 to 9 months saying that we're looking to go in a new direction for the village. Don't wait until it's time for them to renew their license and leave them on this spinning journey of just hanging and not telling them what you're trying to do. So when you get up here and say, we're doing this and it's our friends and all that, that is not the goal. My thing is that if you do have the ability and the width to say that I don't want 40 license in town, that's your decision because you're the liquor commissioner. But to uproot these people's livelihoods after 20, 30 years, that's what I have a problem with. And you keep saying my friend bringing a strip club, which I don't know who my friend is. But the same friend or whatever that you keep saying I have, this 300 Sibley redevelopment plan that you so into pushing Restaurant Row wants 9 license, liquor license, and an entertainment venue, which you're not saying, and then asking us to give him $3.5 million to do it. So when we start talking about stuff, like you always say, you have your turn to say something, we have ours. Look at the facts. Everything that's documented because you highlighted only certain stuff. Ask FOIA a copy of the collective bargaining agreement, FOIA the copy of the ordinance of the business license, FOIA the copy of the redevelopment plan and the things that we're going through. This is not to sit up here and to attack nobody. And it's a shame that we get here and y'all just say here, we've been here 2 hours and 15 minutes. An hour, she just talked about everything that somebody attacking her or doing. It's not about attacking nobody. It's about communicating. She don't communicate with us. That's the truth. Yes, we ain't gonna kumbaya or nothing, but it's a respect level. And we sit up here and disrespect one another because you only give what somebody is giving to you. My mother is not sitting on that dais. And it's not fair that she sits here and talk to us like we're kids. It's not fair. It's not fair at all. Then she says we voted against the gas leak, a lie. Voted against cameras and the police, a lie. All these things to try to demean all the stuff that's going on. I said, and she said, we don't research. Research. We looking at the warrant list. $6,426 on a logo for a skating rink. Who do that? Not approved. We sit here, it's been over $1 million for this Greenwood things. Not budgeted. All these grants, no receipts of payments deposited into the bank. And then it's always, they doing this. I grew here. They flew here. All this stuff. It makes no sense. It's not fair to us. It's not fair to the residents. And it makes no sense that we can't come and continue to do business and get up out of here. We spending roughly between $300,000 and $400,000 every month or every other month on tree trimming. It makes no sense. It's not budgeted anywhere. It's not about beautification. If you're going to cut the trees, cut the dead trees, trim the trees. But you making this a project of beauty just to be like, they said no. They said no. It's not fair to us. I'm a taxpayer. I've been here almost 20 years. So that grew here, flew here. I'm just invested as you are. And it's not fair that the decisions that you're making are on the backs of the residents. Our release.
All right. And just so you know,
I said I asked for no comment.
Girl, you can't tell me what to do. So for that, y'all didn't budget for y'all attorney, right? But he charging all this money, this $2 million though, right? But you keep saying stuff not budgeted. So when y'all gonna put the residents in the budget? But y'all keep budgeting for everything else but the people. So if you're gonna state the facts, state the facts. All you did was make statements and no facts to nothing that you're talking about. 300 West Sibley, they tried to take that man property. He won in court. This was under Rowley administration. Jason House knows. But y'all ain't fighting for that though, right? Y'all ain't fighting to make people whole and make things right. Then you tell the person, come with a better plan. He come with a better plan, say 10 sit-down restaurant. And he didn't ask for no 9 liquor license. That everybody know that I ain't giving out because that ain't my thing. Everybody know that about me. I'm about family. I just told you we got over 40 places. So why would I want to add more? But people just be talking up here. Go ahead, trustee.
Thank you. Good evening, residents. Let's do a happy Monday, right?
Sir, please keep it down.
Happy Monday. There's an African proverb that says, if you want to go far, go alone. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Our job is to legislate. Do they allow us to add items to the agenda? No. So that's why you see us having special meetings. As long as there are 4 trustees, then we have a quorum. So we technically have a legal meeting. We talk about facts. What do we know? We all know that we've only had 1 meeting a month when we're supposed to have 2. The first meeting is because there's supposed to be a cow meeting for discussion where we as a board ask questions so the residents can have the answers at that time. This is not about us at the moment. This is about your tax dollars as well. This is the meeting where RFPs are supposed to be presented. I keep saying we're spending all of this money on all of this work. Where are the contracts and where are the RFPs? You don't see them. Why? Because all last 7 cow meetings have been canceled. We'll know that without RFPs, how do we know that we're getting the best bang for our buck? No one. We all homeowners here will get work done to our home. Who simply just tells one person to do the job? Typically, a person has 4 and 5 quotes, but not with us. She assigns 4 and 5 different people to do jobs and then say, hey, surprise trustees, here's the warrant list. Here's $1 million. Don't say anything. Don't ask any questions. Just approve it. Police detail. As I stated before, I'm not against you having police detail, but for how long and how often was the question. $1 million in police overtime to protect you when we have residents flooding. This village consists of 60% women with children. We all need protection. Last time I checked. Where are the grants? She sat here and did a whole slideshow. But did you all see the grants, the money coming in? They could have added that. Greenwood cost us $1 million. It looks good. But what about the people that's flooded? What's a skating rink to people who have feces in their home in the basement? What's more important? We have infrastructure issues where our priorities are not with spending. They're not prioritizing with our spending. Taxes are increasing, and all you have to show for it is a skating rink. Ask your mayor, since we're talking about working together, to have the 2 meetings that we're supposed to. Let's have the Cal meeting where there's RFPs presented so we all know who's doing the work and how much the work is costing us. We're $5 million in a deficit, and that's why we're here. Checks and balances. This board is about checks and balances. This is what we're fighting for, transparency. So on a lighter note, we're having an all about real estate seminar where our very own Cook County assessor will help you appeal your taxes. Wednesday, October 25th from 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. at 14700 Evers in Dolton Park inside the Lester Loan Building. For all of the people who missed the first deadline to appeal their taxes, because we know they're increasing, right? Make sure you're here. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me at 708-968-4297, or feel free to email me at bnorwood@villageofdolton.org. Thank you all, everyone.
All right, so go ahead.
Back to the good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope Ed Steve is still here. I'd just like to say there's going to be a fair coming up October 14th. It says, from fear to free, united for women's safety. And I'm looking at the flyer, and my counterpart right here, Brittany Woods, you're on there. And you're talking about uniting for safety for women. And this is just going back and forth. This is totally unfair. You guys keep throwing out there Greenwood Falls like that's the only thing that's been built. There's more things been done out here in Dolton instead of just Greenwood Falls. Like
Tell us.
Like we got sidewalks out there, because I deal with a lot of seniors, and we're looking at seniors got their sidewalks done in front of their homes, and it's not anymore that we got bumpy sidewalks. If a person's in a wheelchair, they can go down the streets. We got trees just falling on individual houses and roofs. If you guys were out there, you can actually see these things. This is some real stuff. So it has to be money being spent. In order to run a village, you're going to have to get bonds. You're going to have to get loans. We're not making enough money to pay the police department, the fire department, and public works. Those are some expensive entities that we have to pay for to run a village. So we can give out tickets and code enforcement and give out citations. That's still not enough money. We had to get some bonds. We had to borrow some money. That's automatic to run a village. Every village around is doing that. From Calumet City to beautiful South Holland, they're getting bonds. They're borrowing money. But I hear you, other trustees, and I'm not picking sides, but I'm just looking at what we're going to do. Just keep fighting and get nothing done. It's unfair to say the mayor just spending money. Where? Where is she putting the money at? Not in her pocket. It's going out here to the residents. Yeah, we all stakeholders out here. But just look around. If you've been riding around Dolton, you can definitely see some improvements. Go from 146 in Indiana all the way over to Maple. The whole street been paved. I went down some alleys paved. My alley looked like Vietnam. Potholes and everything. But there's some other residents that's getting alleys put together. For my 33 years out here, I've never seen an alley getting paved. They had the 50-50 program. Yeah, we was jumping up hallelujah for 50-50 program. Right now, we talking about zero to the residents. Yeah, there's grants being put out here, and there's some more grants still sitting on the table to be actually utilized. But let's get what we can get now, because all it look like it's going to be is just a fight from here on out till we get to election time. That's unfair to the residents. We fighting right now when we should be putting that money where it should be utilized at, and continue taking care of residents, because we're gonna have a deficit. You have to spend money. You got to spend money to run a village. Nowhere in the world you can, at the end of the year, you're gonna bank out with an even balance. There's gonna be money owed. But as long as you can show something for it. So what we gonna do? Just keep fighting? That's what it is. Yeah, I see a power struggle right here. And it's total disrespectful. Total disrespectful. We looking at a strong black on black, left and right. And every week we getting over 200 people coming from another country coming here. And we here fighting amongst ourselves when we got a chance to do something for ourselves. We just steady tearing each other down. A lot of us come here, and I hope, Ed Steve, you here, you took the time out your day as a black man to come talk about another black man. These numbers can be read very easily, very easily. But it just hurts to read these numbers when you, Ed Steve, filed a lawsuit against the village for over $50,000. Be transparent, Ed Steve. That's all I hear out your mouth, transparent. But did you tell these tax-paying residents that you put a lawsuit against the village? Did you tell them that? You and some other individuals around here got a lawsuit against the village? You want to talk about deficit? I don't know how much you got, but I believe it's somewhere over 50,000. That's deficit. We got some lawsuits on here, unnecessary lawsuits. I just got on this board back in February, and I got to make decisions on this board that's been here just piling bills up. Yeah, I started reading the finance report, hoping I can bring some calmness to when these numbers get read. Because every time they get read, Jason was reading the numbers. Yeah, he was the president of U.S. Bank. I don't know how well he did at the bank, but he reading the numbers off, and as soon as we read the numbers off, the fight starts. We here for 2-3 hours talking about the bills. Reading these numbers, I'm just reading the numbers. We all had to vote. So we find a lot of time just to talk and knock each other. Very unnecessary. We're the clown show of the Southland area. Everybody laugh at us because they know we getting ready to go in here. We're going to say prayers. We're going to pray us in, but we're going to fight our way out. We don't hesitate with that. What's wrong with giving her a chance? Take her face off of it and look at the things that she's trying to do. Come on, women. The women move is on. I support women. I got a mama, auntie, wife, daughter, granddaughter. I don't have a problem with women. They take care of business. Us men, we work hard and they take care of business. But we as people, I don't care if you black, white, green, or red, we Daltonians. Come on, y'all. Let's take care of our town. We beating our town up. We get to come up here and talk about each other and people clapping and yay, okay, who got the most claps? If I wanted to, if I work hard enough, I can get a crowd of people up here because I know I did a lot for a lot of people. I can bring some people up here to clap, and I'll clap a lot of people up in here. I don't even waste that time to do that. But you know what you can do? Election time. Vote in people, vote people out. Ed Steve, people showed you how they felt about you. Come on, Ed Steve. If they wanted somebody to always say transparency every time there's a meeting, you would have been here, Ed Steve. But you took the time out your day to come up here and knock the board members that's trying to do something. And I feel slighted, very slighted. These meetings you guys having at a nonpartisan park district where you shouldn't be doing nothing political there. I didn't even get an invitation. Never said, hey, Stan, stop by the meeting. Hear what we got to say. We don't get to say what we want to say at the village hall. Come on by here and hear what we have to say. But you don't give anybody any room to make a decision. Just as you doing the mayor, you got her back against the wall. What do you expect her to do? Give her some room. Give her a little room in the back so she can wiggle out and say, okay, we can sit down and come to a happy medium. But you guys are not giving no room to get to the happy medium because it's just fight. So we're going to fight till election time. And yeah, the residents going to speak. But I say to you residents, pay attention to who you're electing in there because they can talk smart at the meetings, but can they do something? Are they going to move the rock? Because right now, it's some residents, you getting some good stuff. I done seen windows and roofs go up. Sidewalks, trees trimmed. People getting fed. Yeah, we need a little action out here. Yeah, I was at the roller rink the other day. It was awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. That's a money revenue right there. That's going to bring some kind of dollars in. Yeah, we had to spend money to put it up, but we're going to get a chance to get a few dollars back. Give it a chance. But I just say this here to you, my fellow board members. What are we doing as a whole to help bring some? Let's get on board. If she going to get out there and go hustle that money up, let her hustle up, bring it on back, and let's spend it. Let's spend that money. What, we going to try and save all the money all the way through the end of the year and don't have nothing? We need to check ourselves out because we're not doing a good job as a board with all this fuss and fight going back and forth. Yeah, the meeting is long. I can understand that because there's a lot of garbage been going out there about individuals, and there's nothing wrong. We want to get the air clean. And that's what she's doing. It's a long way from being a yes board and a puppet. It's not even that. I feel if she was saying something that I didn't like, I don't have no problem saying nothing to her. But we at the point we don't even talk to each other. I used to have conversations with some of my board members. We don't talk no more, only when we come here. And I got attitude about that. Yeah, I bring you peppermints and all that. Yeah. You ask me to get one of your seniors grass cut, I go over there and get your grass cut for them. Come on. We some real live enemies with one another. We shouldn't be like that. So I'm gonna close it out because I'm getting on my soapbox, and we've been very unfair to one another. Very unfair. Thank you.
No, just go into the next thing.
All right.
The village administrator's report.
May I be recognized?
Yep, go ahead, trustee.
Thank you, Stan, for standing up on it. I'm standing with you on that because you know what? It's black on black, and that's what it is, and it needs to stop. I mean, we have legislators outside of us being trustees that don't even want to work and support the mayor. I mean, this is your district, this is your area. Those of you that are in Springfield need to turn around and start working and putting the money into the village of Dolton. You see what's happening here, but you know what? I can say one thing. Thank you, Mayor, for keeping the saws going. Thank you for keeping the concrete poured out here. Thank you for doing what you're doing. You know, it takes all of us to do this, and we need to turn the other cheek and start working together, because the only way we're going to build up this village is to work together. And it's a shame that as a female, you can see the changes that have been done from previous administration. I don't worry and look back on what they didn't do or should have did, but it's getting done now. Look at how much work is getting done now that you ain't seen in 20 and 30 years. That's what you need to be talking about. You know, when you plant that seed, just keep growing and keep growing, because sooner or later, those who have not prepared themselves to help this village, to help the seniors, to help the kids, then your time shall come to an end. I'm done.
All right, thank you. Next, we got village administrative report.
Thank you, Mayor. Trustee Stan Brown, Trustee Andrew Holmes, rest of you trustees. Trustee Stan Brown, Trustee Andrew Holmes, that's tough to follow. So yeah, thanks guys. I want to address a couple of things real quick. Let's talk about, I had a list of grants that we are approved for, but in light of the accusation that for whatever reason there aren't quote unquote real grants, I will go ahead and I will give you the grant number so people can understand that these are real grants that the mayor has done a great job of going to Springfield and procuring. These are all from DCEO, and this is real money. This is not fake money. So first one is item number DG 240126. It's for the village of Dolton. It's $1 million for operating expenses. Let me say that again. That's $1 million for operating expenses, guys.
Yep.
SD 200017, Village of Dolton. It is $200,000 for infrastructure improvements. Again, that's SD 20017. SD 20018, Village of Dolton, 100K. That's for new fire hydrants, ladies and gentlemen. That's $100,000 for fire hydrants. And that's HD. The last one is HD 220145, Village of Dolton. That's $112,500 for capital improvement. So the idea that she isn't working and acquiring grants, not making excuses, and doing her job is absolutely ridiculous. She does an amazing job, and she works with people all day long when everyone else is asleep. I applaud her for her efforts, and I wish I could work as hard as she does, but I can't. And that's being honest with you guys. I think that everyone owes her a round of applause and a debt of gratitude because she works incredibly hard as your public servant. Now, we have a serious problem to fix, which is the appropriation budget that was passed at the special meeting. The mayor calls them secret squirrel meetings. I agree with her. It was not presented in a proper manner. And because of that, I said it the way I said it for a reason, legally. So it wasn't presented and or passed legally. There were steps that were missed by our legislative body. And so we will represent the same budget, but a new budget to the public, and we will have a public hearing, which is what you're supposed to have. We will have a public hearing. We will release it to the public. We will allow for you guys to have questions. We will answer your questions, and then we will represent it to the board for passage like it's supposed to be done. We will also contact Cook County and let them know that a circus squirrel meeting was held, and that they should not accept this fake pass budget that was given. So that is our next step. The next thing we're working on is your water issues. Thank you for everyone who has been patient with our water department. My water supervisor is not here to answer your questions, but if you have any questions, please stop by and I'll help you with your water issues and I will connect you with the right person. Again, thank you, Mayor. I know this is a challenging time. We're dealing with water issues. If you've had a water issue, please stop by and talk to me before you leave. We will be working on digital meters and we will present the water meter plan to the board, even though it's already passed by the IEPA, and we will do our due diligence. Like Steve said, excuse me, is it Steve's or Steve? Steve's? Transparency is one of the things that we focus on here in the administration. I appreciate everyone's support. I want to thank everyone that helps me in my administration. You guys do an incredible job. I know it's a thankless job. I'm saying thank you because I appreciate you. Mayor, that'll end my report.
All right, thank you. Next, we have the engineer's report.
Thank you this evening, Mayor, Deputy Clerk, trustees, department heads, and residents from the Village of Dolton. Just want to give a bit of a breakdown of what we have been working on, the projects I will run off. These are grant projects that are funded by either motor fuel tax, Rebuild Illinois, DCO grants, EPA, or Cook County. Right now, the Illinois Department of Transportation is conducting a phase 1 study to do roadway improvements on 142nd. And as part of that study, we will make sure that we address some of the issues coming off of the ramp where vehicles have been running into homes. Also, the Illinois Department of Transportation is supposed to be doing Cottage Grove from Sibley Boulevard to 154th Street. So these are roadways that are owned by the state, and the state has jurisdiction, and the state will be paying for these projects 100%. Also, MWRD has a $1 million sewer project on the east side and a $300,000 project on the west side. MWRD will design, bid these projects, award them, and construct them. And we will all be kept in the loop of where these projects at. Right now, we're working on a 2022 CDBG street resurfacing and alley resurfacing project. So that's what we're currently working on. Also, we received a $600,000 grant from Cook County. Right now, we are building a new water main, 16-inch, right behind Old Village Hall. So that project is currently in construction. That project was bidded out following all the rules and regulations and procurement procedures were followed per Cook County. In the last 3 years, we have done a sidewalk project for $300,000, street resurfacing MFT rebuild $700,000, alley resurfacing through MFT for $800,000, 2021 CDBG for $300,000, quiet zone study for $130,000, 144th Street resurfacing surface transportation project for $400,000, 154th Street. That is a joint project between the Village of Dolton and South Holland. There will be a cost sharing, but the grant is for $1.7 million, and that comes through CMAP. We have a lead service inventory project. That's $80,000 that comes from the IEPA. And also, we applied for funding for OSLED grant last year for $600,000. We didn't get it. We applied for 2023 CDBG funding and Invest in Cook. We didn't get it, but we got the $600,000 for the water main replacement project. So that ends my report this evening, and I will entertain.
But I just want to point something out. We didn't get it because the board didn't vote for the $600,000. We kept putting it up for the water park. So
well, we applied for the grant, but we did not submit a resolution, which was required.
Right, which the board has to pass. So I wanted to make sure people understand that way. But thank you so much for all you do, Ron, because we are out here working, and I like residents to hear from the engineer company who does what. And that we actually do, as Nora would always say, put out an RFP for things. Just because she don't see it, she don't think we do that. So we do that. I love the work that y'all doing. I like the fact that we go get the money, we bring it back to our communities, and we're doing all these different projects. I just need the people to always know that it's gonna get fixed. It's just over time, because it's been so broken for years that it's gonna take time to rebuild everything.
Thank you. We definitely appreciate the opportunity.
Yep. Thank you.
Also, we have an item on the agenda too. I'll just go into small detail about that. That's the IDOT resolution for maintenance under highways. That's administrative work. That's just kind of a spreadsheet that outlines the village receives motor fuel tax from the sale of gasoline. So as part of motor fuel tax, the village uses those funding for the maintenance of roads. So that funding is to buy bulk rock salt for the streets, to buy hot and cold patch, to patch the potholes, for traffic signal maintenance, also to pay for electricity for lighting, so forth and so on. So that's kind of the breakdown of the two items that are on the agenda for this evening for passage.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Next, we have department reports. Chief Collins, Police.
Thank you, Mayor, and good evening to everyone. I'm going to read just a handful of stats, and then I'm going to make a few statements that's going to add a little bit of clarity and some other side to some very important issues that we've already been talking about. So that way people get a better understanding of what does take place behind the scenes. September 2023 statistics, there were 49 traffic citations issued, 592 village ordinance citations issued, 12 arrests, and 1,816 calls for service. Calls for service year to date are 15,421. The news, the coverage on the security detail made it seem like the mayor has multiple police officers around here at all times, which is not the case. The list of names that you saw flash across the TV screen were officers who occasionally are on the detail. Yes, she does have an officer or two with her when she's out and about, but also those officers have to have days off. So they get filled in with other officers who do work the detail when there are openings on that detail. Now, referring back to the patrolman's collective bargaining agreement, officers are paid overtime for working above and beyond their normal 40 hours a week. Their 80 hours per pay period are their normal hours. But according to that collective bargaining agreement, officers are allowed to accumulate time. Instead of taking it in money, they can take it in time and bank that time and their collective bargaining agreement allows them to cash out that time at any time they want. There's no restrictions on it. However, the CBA does say that they have a maximum of 250 hours that they can bank, and they have to cash it out before the end of the year comes. So it doesn't say they can only cash out a certain amount. They can cash out what they have banked. There's no restrictions. On that particular day, the news reported about what seemed to be an extra large paycheck. That officer did do the regular hours, he did overtime hours, and he did cash in what he had in his time bank. So by appearances, it looked as if he had worked 303 hours, when the reality is he did not work those hours. And that is public information that can be researched if you dig a little bit deeper, ask the right questions on a FOIA, and you can get those answers. As it regards to overtime, overtime in the police department is unavoidable. Many conditions exist in which overtime is a necessity. Officers get injured, such as today when the officer was involved in that crash. She was hit so hard that it flipped the squad car over. We are lucky that she was carried away in an ambulance instead of carried to the morgue. Officers get sick, they catch COVID from continuous contact with people on the street, and they are also entitled to take vacations and use personal time. They're required to make court appearances even on their days off. We also require officers to attend training. Emergencies occur, such as the flood, where we have to call officers in off duty to come in and assist. So overtime will continue to exist as long as we have those type of situations. We have serious crimes that occur that need the appearance of multiple officers. Officers have been called into work. Even if the department was fully staffed, overtime would still occur. Overtime is unpredictable and unavoidable just by the very nature of this business. I would invite all decision makers to enter into a conversation about properly budgeting for these premium salaries so that the village can be adequately protected. Now, I want to talk about recruiting for just a second. Recruiting has been extremely difficult and near impossible these days. It is also a tough task to retain officers. In other words, how do we keep them here? Other municipalities offer more money and bonuses to sign on. Officers also have family members to provide for. To the officer, it's probably an easy decision to leave an atmosphere of constant criticism and relentless scrutiny and go to a department that pays more. These officers are overworked because of the lack of recruits to replace the ones that leave. Now, I'm just going to give you just a real quick, I did a study a few years ago comparing the size, the rate of crime, the amount of crime, the type of crime that happens in Dolton to a district in Chicago. Same size, land mass, it's roughly about the same amount of people, same type of crime, same frequency of crime. For that one particular district, they have 358 police officers to throw at their problems. Here in Dolton, we have 43. Now imagine the amount of work that these officers have to do while they're out there on the streets. Now they get criticized for what they do out there, but they do a good job. And I'm going to back these officers up when they do these good jobs. They leave their homes every day. They put on that badge, they strap on armor, and they go out there on the street and put their lives on the line for people that they don't even know. Now, who else does that? Who else does that? That they will step out there and put themselves in danger. Now, all of us that wear these uniforms, we have friends who didn't have a chance to go home after their shift. We have friends who've taken their lives because of the stress because of this job. So I want to make one thing perfectly clear. I will back these officers when they're in the right. They will be held accountable if they're in the wrong, but it's time to support our police officers because the village of Dolton has very good police officers, very good police officers, and you should be proud of the work that they do. Now, I want to talk about enforcement and also fire lanes for just a moment. Despite the many conversations, the press coverage, and the many citations issued, people are still parking in the fire lanes. Still to this day, even though so much coverage has gone on about this. And Chief McCain, he's going to speak to that in a few minutes about why it's important to keep those fire lanes clean. But I want to make also one thing perfectly clear. We will continue to enforce these laws. I get phone calls from people. I get emails. People come to the police station. They catch me after the board meetings asking for enforcement. Well, here it is. The enforcement is here. We can't have it both ways. So people who complain about getting these tickets, there's one surefire way to keep from getting a fire lane ticket. It's not to park in the fire lane. Park somewhere else. We're going to continue to issue traffic tickets. We're going to continue to make arrests. And it's going to, and these people who get arrested and the people who get the tickets, yeah, you're going to be upset, but we're going to continue the enforcement. That's one thing, that's for sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Good evening, Mayor, Board of Trustees, residents of Dolton. I'm also going to echo the same passion and sentiments that Chief Collins has for his department that I have for mine as well. In regards to the fire lanes, it is so important to make sure the fire lanes are clear because vehicle placement is such an important factor for us in the event of an incident. Those who have seen fire scenes, like we just had one at 149 at Edbrook, it's so important to make sure that we have the available space to have our fire engines as well as the outside communities coming in, because every vehicle has a specific placement for us to mitigate that incident. So please, I know it's 30 seconds. I know it's 2 minutes. I'm just running in to get a pizza. I get it. But that 30 seconds or 2 minutes could really hamper our efforts in order to save lives and property. So please listen to what the chief's saying. I need you guys to do it as well. God forbid it's your house or your business and someone's parking there. So please stay clear of the fire lane so we can do our job, so we can take care of our residents. Dolton Fire Department. So in 2021, when I was privileged to have the opportunity to come back and be the fire chief, we strategically planned and invested resources in areas such as personnel, training. Training is huge for us. Infrastructure, technology, community engagement, emergency services, all to meet the demands of this community. We're also short with manpower. We're also trying to come up with ways to make sure we can get the financing and the funding to meet the needs of the community. Enhancing EMS services. We have a wonderful relationship with Bud's Ambulance. We understand the importance of having Buds in this community, as our firefighters are also EMTs and paramedics, and we work with them to make sure that there's at least 4 people on the scene of a medical call in our community. So that way, instead of having just 2 people on the scene like some communities have, we have at least 4, sometimes 5, to be able to help your loved ones in the event of an emergency. So when that ambulance goes transport to the hospital, our fire crews, again, who are EMTs and paramedics, they're ready for the next call until that ambulance arrives. So we work side by side, and we couldn't do it without them. So we have a great relationship, and part of our vision was enhancing those relationships. Implementing revenue generating ideas. So in 2021, we worked with the fire response billing. That's to recoup a portion of the costs. I know some people get upset about it. It's similar to ambulance billing or receiving tickets from the police department, but we have to recoup costs for emergency responses. The taxes don't cover all that. So we need to be able to recoup the costs so we can work on being able to fund critical projects, get the training we need, buy equipment, things like that. Updating our reporting software. We updated our reporting software to the ESO. The ESO system allows us to have everything in place. So it does payroll, it does hydrant testing analysis. It allows us to be able to bill correctly. Vector Target Solutions, the other program we bought. So if OSHA or IDOL comes in and wants to check our records, we have our training records, because not only are we governed by Office of State Fire Marshal, OSHA, IDOL, ISO, we have a lot of regulatory agencies to make sure we're up to speed with the training. There's a lot of training with the fire service. Implementing community-oriented projects. We're out there at all the events, not only at the schools, but it's important for us to give back to the community and for the kids, all right? It's for the youth. We want to make sure that we're visible, we're out there. At some of the events, they're playing with the hose lines. They're playing with the foam out there. They're being able to touch the fire truck. They're being able to see what the firemen are, so that way when they call 911, they know who we are. So not only are we're out there at their worst time, we're there at their best time, so they can get familiar with us. It's so important. Implementing the EMA program, we brought that back. It oversees the village events, having extra manpower out there for the village events, as well as the warming centers and the cooling centers. They assist the village administration as well as the public safety departments with whatever we need out there. Fire hydrant testing. Fire hydrant testing repair, as Ron Smith said, we had a grant to repair hydrants. That list is passed on to Superintendent Carell. He works with Ron Smith. We get the fire hydrants fixed that are in our target hazards and in our residential areas as well. So having this grant available will allow us to get the hydrants that we've tested so far fixed. So in the meantime, though, we do have water. All right, we're never without water. Our fire engines do carry 750 gallons of water. Plus, we have other communities coming to assist us as well. So we do have water, and most of the time we are able to knock the fire with 750 to 1,500 gallons of water, which we supply with our 2 fire engines. Calendar year 2022. We hired 2 new firefighters. We're going to have to hire more because people have left. We renovated and reopened fire station number 2. That was huge for us, for response times, to take care of the south and west side of our community. We purchased a new fire engine, state-of-the-art fire engine. We had 2 vehicles that were hit in a car accident right off the Bishop Ford. So having the proper vehicles and having the mindset to know that we need to improve and take care of our residents, the vision is there. We appreciate that vision. Qualified and certified firefighters, we need that. Community involvement, recruitment, giving back to the community. The Dolton Township Public Safety Career Initiative executed that program for us. We had 12 individuals that completed EMT school and are going through the fire academy, as well as 429 students from Thornridge and Thorn High School completed CPR training, AED training, and stop the bleed training. These students are from the Southland. They're from Dolton. They're from Harvey. They're from Kell City. They're from South Holland. They're from our neighbors. All right? It's part of my job as the fire chief to give back to the community. I know that we have to help get folks from our community these jobs. All right? This community has given me the opportunity to provide for my family. I need to make sure the training and opportunities are out for our residents so they can provide for theirs. Although we've hired 5 firefighters in the last couple of years, we have also, by November, we have also lost 5. We have 2 individuals going out on medical. We had 1 person that did not pass probation. We had 1 person pass away and 1 person who took another job opportunity out at a western suburb. Like the chief said, it's hard to maintain and retain employees because although it may not seem to you guys out in the audience, as far as our salaries, the Dolton Fire Department is one of the lower salaries in the South Side. So it's hard to compete. We had an individual who we were processing off our list. He chose to take a pass because he couldn't take the pay cut. So with that being said, we are working on numerous ways to come up with outside the box ideas to create revenue. So we can not only hire, educate, compensate, and retain new firefighters. On the docket tonight for the board is a hazmat impact fee registry ordinance. With that being said, the concept for this ordinance aims to have first responders in our community, police, fire, public works, the administration, everybody, be aware of all the hazardous materials that are coming through our community to the best of our ability and to buy the equipment to help us mitigate it. By having the funding mechanism in place, by knowing this and having a funding mechanism, our intent is to hire, educate, compensate, and retain new firefighters for the Village of Dolton Fire Department. In addition to having these outside the box funding mechanism, I'm also working on legislation at a state and federal level to help public safety for communities that are down on their luck and need financial assistance. We need it in the South Side because it's hard for us to compete with some of the other northern and western suburbs as well as the city of Chicago. They take all our employees because they, frankly, they pay more. Fire inspectional services has been revised to work collectively with the Village of Dolton Inspectional Services. So our fire inspector, our team out there, we're working with the village so that way if there's a public safety issue, we're able to mitigate it and get on top of it. So I'm tired. I know a lot of us are tired. We're working diligently. We have a crew, all right? We're short-staffed, but we have a crew. The men of the Dolton Firemen, they're awesome. They're a football team. They're ready to rock, all right? They are highly trained. Thank you. They are fantastic. And like Chief Collins said, I would do anything for them. I'd put them up against the city of Chicago because our minimum staffing is at 4. We have 16 people right now. I'm sorry, as of November, but we only have 16 people are able to function right now between disability and injury. And these guys, they come to work. They're without time with their family. Sometimes they're here 3 or 4 days in a row. Why? They love it. Yeah, they're getting compensated. Don't get me wrong. However, knowing firsthand, working 96 hours straight in a fire department, it gets a little exhausting because you're running 10 to 20 calls a day. You're out there, and it gets a little exhausting. So it's important that we remember what these guys sacrifice and what we all sacrifice. Mayor Henry, thank you for the opportunity to serve this village. I am proud to be the fire chief, and I'm proud to keep working diligently for the residents as we come up with outside-the-box ideas to take care of the community and take care of our public safety personnel. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next we have Public Works, Stacey Carrera.
Thank you, Mayor Hilliard. Good evening, everyone. Normally, I would give this boring report of stats, but I'm gonna do something a little different tonight. I've heard a few things over the last few board meetings. I'm starting to hear this word infrastructure out of certain board members. I'm hearing a lot of words like infrastructure and vendor and services. But what really irritates me as a superintendent of this community is that there are board members here that choose to shoot down bills that I render service to this community for. And this is very, very irritating. There are members of this body that have not reached out to me not one time to ask me what are the needs of this community as it relates to infrastructure. And I find that very irritating to me. I come here every day. I work over my 8 hours a day, over. Sometimes I'm here at night. The wind could blow and the pump house could cut off. I'm here way more than people know. So when we come to these meetings and people pull bills, they pull vendors, they pick on people, they say certain things that aren't accurate without getting the facts, it really grinds my gears. And normally I don't even get into this, but I'm gonna get into it tonight because I'm the face of some of this, some of these bills that are being pulled. That's the face of my department, services that we give out. As it relates to our water system's outdated. We've known this for some time. 2-3 administrations have known this prior to this administration. Nothing has been done. I'm a young Black man who's a superintendent of a South suburban community who has to watch a water system fail every other day while people come to a meeting and argue about nothing. It's very dishonoring for me giving a service to this community, not knowing that if the bills will be paid on time or certain vendors will be paid in a certain manner to where I can make sure these people have water when they wake up in the morning to wash their face, to make a meal, or to get their kids ready for school. It's very irritating. And I need to express my frustrations tonight instead of just give a regular boring report as I usually do, because people need to know exactly who this is affecting. It's not just affecting the mayor by bothering these vendors or whatever political antics. I'm not an elected official. I'm here to do a job. And when I come here to do my job, I expect the tools to be here for me to do that job. And in some cases, it's not there. I expect the support from this community and the other board members as I get from 2 of the trustees as of right now and the mayor, Tiffany Henyard. I expect that from everyone. No one reaches out to me. No one asks any questions. I've heard rumors of a budget where a lot of cuts were made from my department. No one asks me not one time, what are these services for? What are they rendered for? Who does this help? Who does this service? How does it do that? No one has asked me anything. I take these phone calls, these emails. I go meet these residents. I walk these sidewalks. I walk these streets with the administration and with the administrators of this community. And we hear the people, and our duty is to give them a service. But these services are being shunned by political rhetoric that I don't appreciate, because again, I am here at work. I have not ran for nothing. I come here every day to service this community that has been neglected for over 20, 30 years. These sidewalks are dilapidated, the sewers are dilapidated, the water mains are dilapidated. There's nothing really here that is not dilapidated. Everything needs attention right now. Our water system needs attention right now. We cannot wait for another storm to come through and knock down another water reservoir. If it was not for the actions of this administration during that crisis, we would still be passing out bottles of water like we were in Flint, Michigan. I need the people to wake up and understand what is going on, because I refuse to be the fall guy for this water system when I have all these people sitting on this board. I refuse. People need to understand how serious this is, because I come here every day and I give a service every day. Don't nobody know this infrastructure like me. I'm here 24 hours a day sometimes. When the tower collapsed, I was here for 48 hours. You can't tell me nothing about this system, nothing. And I'm not an engineer. I know the system, because I work on this system. I know the needs of this community because I work in this community, and I hear the people, I talk to the people, and I don't like to tell people something that is not true. So when I tell a person they're going to get a service, they're going to get this tree off their house. We're going to get this hole from in front of your house. We're going to fix this curb that's been dilapidated for 20 years. We're going to fix this sewer that's been bagging up for 20 years. Or like the gentleman stated here, he has fecal matter in his basement. How can I give this gentleman a service if the bills are not going to be paid in an orderly fashion? That's my question for the board. And normally I don't ask these questions. I tend to stay out of things, but tonight I have a lot of questions. So if anybody can answer that question that sit on this board, what do I tell these people when they email my office? What do I tell these people when they call my phone all night? What do I tell my mayor when she tells me, hey, these people need a service, you need to go over there and take care of it? What do I tell these people? I cannot continue. I don't lie to people. I didn't come here to lie to people. I come here to get paid and do a service and give these people a fair service that they have been neglected of for so long, so very long. So I'm very agitated. I'm sure a lot of people can tell because I sit up here for hours. I got to be back here at 6 o'clock. So this isn't helping me at all. Our bill's gonna get paid. I got vendors at my door. I got grass growing, weeds growing, streets falling in. Is anything gonna happen? Because I'll tell you one thing, before I become the fall guy, I'll point the finger back at you. And Mayor, that concludes my report.
All right, next we have housing, building permits, William Moore.
Good evening, Mayor,
Good evening.
board, trustees, directors. I would just like to say, Mayor, I appreciate your diligence. I am not deterred. We're going to continue to work. And what I love about you, the energy, you don't make any excuses, you make adjustments. One thing that Superintendent Stacey Carell, he alluded to, we inherited a mess. And you came in with answers. As the director of housing, you were big on customer service, because when you think about government, people are mad, they give you the poor attitudes, but you demanded to change the culture. So when you come here, it's like downtown Chicago, okay? And when someone comes through those doors, we're here to serve them. So I appreciate you giving us the opportunity. What they don't realize is that when I came here as a director, there were no processes, no procedures, no job descriptions. You demanded that we write those, and we have those in place. We were antiquated. We had a bunch of paper. The businesses come in and say, well, how come I can't get business license? There were contractors getting contractors licenses that didn't have no credentials. So you say, we have to change that. We talk about transparency. You demanded transparency. And unfortunately, this is the route we have to take. It's heavy lifting, but we are built for this. And we're ready to go to whatever heights you take us to, because everybody can't go there. But we have to continue to press on, because no one's here at 9 o'clock. Actually, I'm here at 7:30, but the phone started ringing at about 10 to 9. When the residents are calling, I appreciate Stacey Carell, every one of these department heads that work so tirelessly, because we try to keep the pace with our mayor. So we appreciate you pushing the pace, because you love these people. You love the residents. And they're calling. They want results. They don't want arguments. And I'll tell you, they're getting results. I call Stacey's team. I appreciate you, DeMarcus. When someone calls and want things done, you make sure they get done. So I do have a report on the housing permits. We brought in this month $29,058. And it's not enough, because it's still a lot of work to be done. And I said, we're for it. I'm not discouraged at all. I refuse to be pulled along through a political process when people on the other side of this, they need these services. And so I'm here, and I appreciate you. Thank you for the opportunity to continue to serve this residents. I'm here. I appreciate Trustee Holmes. He calls. Trustee Stan Brown, we're not picking out them over that. They call and say, hey, can you take care of this for residents? I don't get a call from the other trustees. They don't come to me and ask me questions. We're here to serve the people. We're not here about a political game. We're about serving the people. Our door's open. Mayor, you always say, hey, let them come to you so that we can serve the people. So I appreciate it. Keith, who's always, Will, how we doing? Tangenique, I want this done. Oh, poor Janice, I don't know how many times I email you every day, but we're here working is what I want you to know. Chief Collins and his team, Deputy Chief Lacey, Fire Chief Pete, we're here to work. So Mayor, we're not discouraged. We're going to continue to work so that these people can get what they deserve. So I appreciate your time, But please, when you don't see things done in a certain manner, come to us. We're here not to make excuses, but to make adjustments, not for us, but for you. So I thank you for your time, and God bless you all. Thank you, Mayor, for this time.
Okay, next on the agenda is corporate bills. Trustee Stan Brown.
This is for you, Ed.
Go on, Stan.
Okay, what I'll read it. Sorry. Electronic bills, August the 31st, 2023. Corporate payment register, $257,082.90. Water fund register, $353,479.95. Sewer fund register, $1,058.63. American Rescue Plan, $32,550. Melanie Fitness register, $159.67 for a total corporate payments of $644,331.15. We get a motion to accept those bills as read.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been motion and second. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Trustee Norwood,
Aye.
Trustee Stanley Brown,
Aye.
Trustee House,
Aye.
Trustee Holmes,
Aye.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Motion passed.
All right. Trustee Stan Brown.
This time I'll read the warrant vendor report. October the 2nd, 2023, corporate payment register, $2,550,341.67. Gross payroll, September 8th, 2023, $496,763.08. Gross payroll, September 22nd, 2023, $493,629.25. Additional payroll checks, $3,640.16. Melanie Fitness Center register, $10,795.88 for a total corporate payment $3,555,170.04. Is there a motion to accept the bill that's being read?
All right. Is there a
Motion.
second? Is there a second? It's been motioned by Trustee Stan Brown. Is there a second?
Motion.
It's a second by Trustee Holmes. Any discussion?
I have a comment, Mayor.
Go ahead.
Well, my question is, for the Public Works, the agreement that we had, 4 years of hard work that those gentlemen did, they are entitled to retro payments. I was stated this at the last board meeting, and my stance on this is still the same. We have many bills on this warrant list that are vendors that have done work. I appreciate the passion and things that are done. Similarly, those individuals have worked for 4 years. They have, at this moment, not been paid their 4 years of retro payments. So my question is, do we have a date when that is expected?
I stated this at the last board meeting, that when we negotiated the contract and put it up for a vote, Public Works already know they're not getting their retro until the following year. We then put it up for them to get paid. They have already received an increase in their salaries or in their pay as it relates to whatever the agreement was for the contract. You know, just like I know, that we don't have money to pay retro for them or the police department. So everyone's waiting on retro pay.
Thank you. So I will give my stance just so that I'm stating it again, and I will state this at every board meeting. If we have money for all these other items, we should have money to pay those individuals. And it's frustrating to hear, on one hand, we got grants, we got all this other money, and I think this is kind of the haze coming off of the smoke and mirrors. The reality is, if we don't have the money, we don't have the money. We should not keep on incurring more bills, more debt, and piling on to the deficit. Some meetings we come in there and say, okay, you keep on trying to scare residents with big words like deficit. Had another resident tell me deficits are scary. That's just the reality. So as we sit here, we passed a contract or an agreement that said that these gentlemen will be paid in 90 days. We should not have entered into a contract if we couldn't honor it. So as we're going through these bills, and I really mean this, I will not be approving every bill until these individuals are paid. That's just my vote and where I stand on it. Thank you.
All right, for the record, pay attention, residents. I know it's election time for some that wants to be mayor, and Trustee House is campaigning. He had never had a voice as long as he has sat on this board when I was a trustee with him. And guess what? The thing that we made happen is we put their contract before us, meaning Public Works and also the police department. Prior to that, 4 years ago, this same problem existed. He could have had the same sentiments, same questions to Mayor Riley. No one ever thought to make them whole, but guess what? You're a mayor, Tiffany Hilliard. So with that being said, he knows this. He could have said something 4 years ago, 2 years ago, 1 year ago, as it relates to making them whole. They voted to basically approve their contract, and in negotiations, which we said at the board meeting, the lawyers know, the lawyers here that actually negotiated the contract, they know they're not getting the back pay until the following year. Everyone knows that. If that's the case, then why vote for the contract? It was our way of saying, hey, we are with you. We're going to make sure you're complete, meaning it made whole. Give us time. But until then, we're going to make sure that you get an increase in your salary, which the board did not actually figure out what they're going to get the money for to pay the increase in their salary. So if you pay attention to our salaries that we pay out every 2 weeks is basically $500,000 just about. So where did you get the extra $100,000 increase to make them whole? Where are we going to find them funds to make sure we can keep up with the increase in payroll? So no one's thinking about any of these things, but everybody talking. Then you want to say, hey, I'm not going to pay any vendors. The vendors are doing the work. What they got to do with that? Nothing. The vendors are doing the work. The residents are getting service. Your trees are getting trimmed. Concrete is getting poured. If there is a water main break, they come out and guess who fills the hole? You have EPA issues. You have all kinds of things that actually happen in this village. So for them to sit here and keep saying they're not going to pay somebody because of a contract, Trustee House, stop it. Stop politicking up here and take care of the residents and take care of the vendors that actually came and did the work in our time of need. I don't like the fact, and I'm going to repeat, that these trustees sit here and put us in the negative with things because they do not pay people. So a lot of people be afraid to come and do work here at the village because we are known for not paying our vendors. So now you're messing up relationships as though some that builds them, but some of them sticks with us. But some people cannot hold a tab and keep on working every month, and spending their money to pay their employees. We have to do what's right. If they do the work, pay them for their work because the residents got that service. And that is what the issue is. Don't try to make it about something other than that. That one vendor got up there and said, y'all want them vacancies cut? He cut them down. That's the number one complaint that people call in housing. They live next door to a abandoned property or vacant, and then they want it trimmed. They want trees gone from around it because they got kids or grandbabies. They out playing. They want nobody pulled up in there. And you too should want that because now we're stopping the squatters. We're stopping all these issues that we get because people just been living in these vacant houses. Little do y'all know. And then you have other areas in town where you got hoarders going on. We had a whole prostitution ring that we busted on Trustee Norwood's block. She stayed 2-3 houses from me. So that's why I be trying to tell y'all. And we got 3 stolen cars. They was in the garage. These are the blocks they live on, allegedly live on. So all I'm telling you is if we still out here doing our job, come on, man, help us, help the people. Stop getting up here pointing out something that got nothing to do with the other. And let's make the vendors whole because they help us in our time of need. And we still need them to produce for the resident. All right.
May I be recognized?
Go ahead.
I have a couple of questions and maybe Janice or Tanjani can answer it. I know that we have an electronic warrant list, but then on this AP list, there are some items on here that have already been paid with the credit card. So I'm trying to understand why they're on the AP warrant list versus the electronic warrant list.
You want to know
why they're on the AP warrant list instead of the electronic warrant list, and they were paid with the credit card.
Okay, Janice.
Which vendors are you speaking about?
Okay, Image One for $4,726. The balance, it was $2,000 that was paid with the credit card. And then it said it was a balance of $4,726 that was paid with the credit card. Then it's Juicy Crab. That was a township event in Alabama that was paid with the credit card, and it's on this warrant list. Then it's Jim and Nick's Barbecue, which was a township event in Alabama, and it was paid with a credit card. Then it was Madison Street Family Restaurant that has no receipt attached to it. And then it was Pete's that was paid with a credit card. I'm just asking because I want to know why it's not on the electronic warrant list versus the AP warrant list.
Okay, and before you answer that, Janet, stop lying, trustee.
What am I lying
you keep
about, ma'am?
saying it's a township event. It's not a township event. For the record, anybody that want to go to any conference can go. So stop trying to act like we having our own events, because we do not. Anybody can sign up for a conference and go to it and get educated.
Mayor.
So stop doing that. Don't lie to the residents like that.
Mayor, when you went to Alabama, was it did you go as a township supervisor or as the mayor of Dolton?
Why you worry about how I went?
I'm just asking the question. It's discussion. I just asked the question.
It's discussion, but I don't have to tell you how I went. If it's
Okay,
not on,
well,
if it's not on the list,
if
hold
I-
on.
if I don't know-
it's not on the list, right? Because you could have asked me that before, right? If you really truly
it's
wanted to know.
discussion now.
Okay,
so here we go.
I don't go.
Janice, can you answer the
I
question?
don't go
My
anywhere
Tangenique telling you what to say.
from here, because remember, y'all ain't got the money, right? Make up your mind. Y'all got the money, y'all do. So stop saying township
okay,
event.
I'm
So
asking
that's
the
why I'm
question.
correcting you, trustee. That's why I'm correcting you, because you got it wrong. That's
Okay,
not
so
true.
did you go as the mayor or did you go as the township
Again,
supervisor?
this ain't no Q&A for Tiffany Hinger.
It's discussion.
And I just told you. I just answered.
Okay, well, nevertheless,
so I
I'm
said you
still
got it
trying to
wrong. Do
figure
not
out
put the
why
township
they're-
involved in Dolton.
why
Dolton ain't
they're
got nothing
on
to
the
do with it.
AP warrant list versus the electronic warrant list.
So when the warrant lists are compiled, there may have been some that were entered as actual invoices when they were credit cards, but we can get that updated for you and provide you with the updated list.
Okay, I just want to know because if we just would have approved it, then they would have cut checks and they was already.
No, we wouldn't. We would have called.
Okay, all right. My next question is, do we have a tentative budget of any additional expenses for Greenwood project? Is there a budget for this?
Who is that for?
You can answer it.
Yes, we do.
Okay, can you tell me the budget amount?
Sure, I'll get you a budget.
So you don't know that we're about to spend another $40,000 this month for this Greenwood project?
You just asked me and I answered. So you can assume whatever you want.
I'm not
Until you see
assuming
the budget
anything.
from
I'm
me,
looking on the
then-
paper.
Then you can hold me accountable for the numbers that you're throwing out.
I'm not
Don't throw
assuming
nothing out.
anything. I'm just reading
you
on
are
paper.
Assuming. You are assuming.
Okay,
And then
and
for
then-
the record, when we spend money for the Greenwood project, so residents understand it's through grant money. It
I
has
just
nothing to do
asked,
with.
did you
Hold
have a
on, because I want to
budget?
clear it up because you guys tell lies. So I want to make sure that they know what line item that come from, and you can see that in my viewpoint. So all your answers are really answered in my viewpoint, but you want to put on the show. So let's go.
I'm not putting on the show. I'm
You are.
asking you a
Go ahead.
question. If you
I
know what's in
answered.
my viewpoint, then you answer.
I
Then my
answered it. Go
last
ahead.
question was the $17,550 for the skates. Are those skates for the entire community?
Yes, it is.
Okay, and where are they located?
Why would I tell you that right now?
I'm saying, are they in possession of the village of Dolton?
Why
That's
would
what
they
I'm
not
asking.
be? You asked the question, I answered.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much.
No problem. Any more discussion?
Yes, Mayor, I have one more comment.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm gonna kind of reiterate again, because on one hand, we say we have all this money, and then when it comes time to pay individuals, public works, we also have other individuals who have been approved by this board. I can throw out a couple of MBD solutions. We've received in the last 4 months 2 notices from our health insurance, Blue Cross Blue Shield, that they were behind in paying and they threatened cutting us off. Also, prior to this recent court decision, congratulations, you won that. But during that time frame, we discovered 5 different instances where the village of Dolton were overdrawn in the bank accounts. These are real concerns. If we have the money, I guess my question then would be, if approved, will all these things, including public works payment for the gentlemen that are doing the hard work, will those be paid immediately?
I just answered that, and the attorney just said You spoke already, so I should move on because you're just repeating the same thing. And you already know the answer as it relates to public works. So that is the answer. And you was on the bank account, sir. You were. You and Clerk Key was on the bank account. So all that action or blaming, stop. You guys had control of it. You knew the day-to-day. You knew the amounts that's in the account. You guys had control over the complete bank account. So moving on. Anybody else for discussion?
Yeah, ma'am, I be
Go ahead.
So the concern is the budgeting for these projects. No one is against getting trees cut. The problem is when we see, and that's why I say, I know you said that we do RFPs. Yes, the engineer department does RFPs, but anyone who's attended these meetings haven't heard of an RFP being presented in a whole entire year and a half. So when we ask, we're asking because it's a concern. When I look at this warrant list, we have $352,105 on tree trimming, just on this warrant list. But yet we have John Pros who come to us and say, well, he's giving you a quote of $2.6 million to cut every tree down in the village. So these are real concerns. Trees have two very important reasons why they are here. One, we need them for oxygen, and two, they assist with the flooding. So when we say, okay, how are we going about cutting the trees? When you drive around the village, I notice we are paying these companies money to trim the trees, and then the following month we're paying them again to cut the tree down. So now we're double dipping. We're paying them twice. So when you as a trustee, you constantly say, where's the tree list? Where's the tree list? But when we ask about the tree list, there's a big stink. And all we're doing is asking questions. That's why we have discussion. If we have a cow meeting, these RFPs, again, will be presented. We'll all know how much we're paying these vendors, and it won't be a surprise. If the ordinance state, okay, you say it states $20,000, up to $20,000, you don't need board approval. Well, we have $602,105 in trees from August to October. So the question is, okay, when is it after, if this is approved, then do we do another 600? Are we doing $350,000 a month in trees? Just tell us what we're doing. Bring RFPs in front of us so that we know. It's not a concern with paying for the trees. The concern is how are we paying these people, and are we being overcharged? Why are we paying them to trim and then paying them to cut it down? So that's a concern. And then the reason why the whole Greenwood Road Avenue or Greenwood is being discussed is because when you see this, I know they say grants, but yet this is coming from the general budget. So where are the grants? When I look and see $130,000 for epoxy floor for the skate rink, yes, it looks nice, but can we afford it? So when we're spending, all we're asking is that you bring the spending in front of us, not just us as a board. At this point, we're used to not receiving information, but bring it in front of the residents so that their questions are answered. So that when they see Raul and John Pros, they know exactly who's cutting and exactly how much we are paying them. It will be public knowledge. It doesn't have to be a secret. Every time we ask a question, it's a big production. If we can just get our questions answered, and if we have the cow meeting, we can answer them without all the frustration and all the tension. So moving forward, I'm hoping that we can do RFPs so that we know exactly what vendors are getting compensated, what work they are doing. Is this a beautification project where we're just cutting down trees in the entire village, or are we cutting down just the ones that the residents have fallen on their home? Because when I look at a $602,000 invoice, there are questions. Okay, how many trees are we? How often are we going to do this? Are we going to do this every month? Are we going to do RFPs every month? Can you just tell us that so that we don't have to be surprised every time we see a warrant list? Thank you.
Mayor, can I be recognized?
Yes, go ahead.
Trustee, to answer some of your questions, there is a backlog of about 10 years for emergency cut downs in this community, let alone the storms that come through this community. every tree is not the same, depending on what happened, whether it fell during a storm or it's dying or diseased. We also have a high number of diseased trees in the community. The Asian longhorn beetle is in this community, as well as termites. So a good percent of these trees are emergency cut downs, and it is a backlog of about 10 years on these cut downs. And when it is emergency related, we do not have to do certain things for emergencies. So hopefully that answered your question.
So 600,000 in trees was
I said a percentage.
Okay, so I'm explaining to you that this is $602,000
Mhm.
in 3 months. That averages about $200,000 in trees. I'm not going to argue with you because you're the expert. But all we're saying is, if you
I'm not a tree expert. I was just giving you an example.
Okay, well, I know that you spoke up. So I'm saying to you, again, my concern is if we do the RFPs, we know when I go and I drive around, I see trees that are cut down that are healthy. So we're cutting down trees that we don't need to cut down. Then I've went over some and I see they're cutting the trees that we don't need to cut down, but then there's trees right next to it where they do need to be cut down. So all I'm saying is, again, if you bring the tree list, we'll all know.
The tree list won't answer all of the questions because, again, neither one of us are tree specialists. But if there was a disease with the tree, I didn't disrupt you, trustee. If there was something wrong with the tree or a disease with the tree, it would be identified by the tree companies, and then we would be notified and give the okay if that tree had to go down, instead of letting the disease spread rampant, which is also causing us more money in insurance claims for falling trees on cars and houses, and in some cases people.
Okay, so question for you. Because normally when I go in towns, I see like X's, or they have a third party that comes in and scope out the work and say, hey, because you said it's a backlog. So if it's a backlog, then that means there should be a list. So if there's a list, all we're saying is present it to us so we know, because the list is already in effect, obviously, if it's a backlog. But not only that, the whole thing is, again, which tree, who's going out? Do we have a third party, or are we just telling
me? I just said it earlier in my report. I'm walking up every street and looking at every tree, sewer, anything you can think of in this neighborhood. I've looked at it.
Gotcha.
So I go up down every street. Some of these residents can contest to that. And I personally, not my staff, nobody, I personally go and mark the trees. And then if I have any questions, I ask the tree professionals about the question, and they give me their opinion.
Gotcha. Okay. So, and I'm gonna say this: is no need to go back and forth with you again.
No, we're just having a discussion, trustee.
I know. If we're paying $600,000, we should be able to know exactly what trees are being cut. The healthy ones shouldn't be cut, and the ones that need to be remediated, it should be done.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. If we bring the RFPs again, it doesn't take long. We have a cow meet. We're supposed to have a cow meet, even if you identify them. There's nothing wrong with you saying, "Hey, guys, I walked through the village."
No, I get it. I get that.
Of trees, I'm going to present it to the board. It's a quick email. Hey, these are the trees that really needs to be done. Let's prioritize the spending. That's all I'm saying. 600,000 just sounds like a ridiculous amount for 3 months.
For a municipality, that's not.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah. And for the record, we got to get things done. All the back and forth that you guys not never gonna pass anything or come to another meeting and sit here like this to go back and forth over paying people that we owe the money to. Have a cow meeting to do what? Sit here for hours away from our family, our loved ones. All these people got family up here, but we sitting here and the residents too, sitting here going back and forth on should we pay a vendor that actually did the work in our town, or which tree you cutting, or is this tree healthy? And we know experts to that. Your area, we went down and did the entire west side. So now nobody got to call about a tree, not a soul. We didn't skip not one house. And if a resident came out, had a problem with sewer problems or whatever the issue was, that's what he's alluding to, telling you that he went and he handled all of that, literally. But everybody was happy when no house missed. So now that area is completely done. Now you move to another segment of the town and you do the same exact thing, because it's been neglect for years. The trees have never been pruned, cut, trimmed, maintenance, nothing. They literally falling all in the street. Or if you park your car, the tree is on your car. That's bad. You can't even see the light. Like some areas when we cut on the west side where you stay, we cut back the trees. It lit the whole block up. They don't even need a new light. They just needed the trees trimmed. So everyone's happy. Everyone's happy about those type of things, instead of we got to keep going through all these. Okay, what about this? Or okay, if this healthy, is that wrong? Like, come on, people just want services. As long as they're doing the work, let's get it done. And all I'm asking you guys to do is just support, so we don't have to be in meetings this long, so we can get through our town and fix it. Because at least y'all got somebody that's active and out there doing the work. All you guys got to do is just come and show up at a board meeting. They go do all the work. The department heads, the ones that y'all beat up, drag on the internet, put on Facebook, talk about their families like they not family members. So all I'm saying is like, that ain't cool, man. Let's fix it, because we are the elected officials. So let's fix it. Go ahead, trustee.
I'd like to add to that. I like to say I have seen them out there. Trust me, they're not trimming a tree and coming back and cutting it down. They got too much work to do double work in a short length of time. And also, a lot of the trees that's being cut, some of these residents themselves are paying contractors to cut trees down. So these are not all village contractors. You got some residents that's paying out of their own pocket to get some of these trees cut down, because these trees, if you see a tall tree, just imagine how long the roots are. They're messing up an individual piping system. So residents are paying themselves. They're getting trees cut down in the back as well as in the front, because the roots, not that the tree is a dead tree, the tree is just too big that's in front of their house in the parkway. It's cracking the sidewalks and it's messing up their pipes. So you got residents that's actually spending money also on getting those trees trimmed.
All right, that's a motion and second. Please call the roll.
Trustee Norwood,
No.
Trustee Stanley Brown,
Yes.
Trustee House,
No.
Trustee Holmes,
Yes.
Trustee Belcher.
No.
All that
Motion failed.
discussion for nothing. All right, so are we paying any bills tonight, guys? I just need
Yes,
to know
ma'am.
so we can
Have an
move on.
amended motion.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I motion to pay the bills as read with the following removals from the warrant list. Page 4, DD's discounts, $918.81. Page 5, discount fence, $27,846. Page 6, existing concrete, $14,123.03. Page 6, 5-star, $57,625. Page 6, Ford's heating and air conditioning, $10,700. Page 7, Imagine One, $4,726. Page 8, Jim and Nick's Barbecue, $157.22. Page 8, John's Pro Tree Services, $155,000. Page 8, Juicy Crab, $362.28. Page 8, K&M Ventures, $157,150. Page 9, Lopez Lawn Maintenance, $10,050. Page 9, Madison Street Family Restaurant, $141.61. Page 11, Pete's Fresh Market, $212.97. Page 12, Pekarsky and Sons, $27,155. Page 12, Prestige Maintenance Services, $22,255. Page 13, Raoul and Sons, $169,950. Page 14, Sophia Tamales and Corn, $2,400. Page 14, Starter Heating and Cooling, $11,500. Page 14, Thank Me Later, $520. Page 15, 2J Sheet Metal Works, $58,750. Page 16, West Side Tractor Sales, $17,850.62. And page 16, White Coat Pool Solutions, $9,816. My motion is to approve the bills with the following items removed.
Second.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, so it's been motion and second, and residents, this is my prime example of why things don't move in our village and why vendors be upset with people not paying. He might as well just didn't pay any of the bills. He didn't call off the whole bills list. And for the record, I keep telling them, if they learn what it is they should be doing, which is our authority is what, Trustee House? You putting out $200 and $100 and something dollars. You don't have authority to remove stuff like that. If my authority is $5,000, his authority 20,000, 25, whichever the number is. How you pulling out the smallest little bills, $100 something? That's just you being petty. And then residents, remember we had that explosion here in the village of Dolton when the water tank blew up? He took that out. How does it get fixed? All I can do is just point out the things that I keep telling y'all. So if you don't have water, that's why our reservoir is, our water sits. We have to fix that. That's number one. Number two, we put a gate up. It came right out when we had our emergency. This is my point of relationships. When you have an emergency, you call somebody out and they come without payment and they give us the service, we need to pay them the money. But they seem to think we shouldn't pay them. But they did the service already in our time and need. So now what do you do? So the concrete didn't fall on nobody. Somebody had to secure it because we don't do that. That ain't what we do up here. But this is my point that I keep trying to make to y'all. You can't keep not paying vendors. Other than that, y'all gonna have to do COD with everything we do here because ain't nobody gonna trust that we're gonna pay them their money in 2 weeks or a month. Nobody's gonna trust it. But yet come to another meeting to do this same thing for what? Nothing's getting done with them. Nothing. And it's sad that everybody can sit here and vote for something like that and be okay with not paying people. That must, I don't know how y'all pay y'all bills. I don't. I never seen this ever in my life. You still got to pay your bills. Other than that, your lights off, your gas off, your water off, if you don't pay. So what's making us any different? We the village. All I can do is just keep explaining this to y'all, hoping that somebody would have a change of heart and say, you know what, we're going to pay. I'm telling you that we want to fix the pool. I'm telling you the pool for the open, but you don't want to make sure they got the right chemicals in it. You want to take that out. Why? Why can't we fix it and give back to the kids? Why can't y'all swim for free? Why? These are things y'all should ask yourselves because all that stuff he just named was important things that people don't even know because he just reading off. But I just named a couple things that's really important that we're working on right now. So why are you stopping it? We got teams coming to fix the water tank right now. So it's just going to stay like that forever. We ain't never going to fix it. So then something else happened and the other tank blow up. Now where do we get our water from? These are all important things. But yet they think it's fun and games to sit here and take people out. We need certain vendors to help us in our time of need when we can just pick up a phone and call. Them people came out at literally 5, 6 in the morning. 2 a.m., Tony Pratt would go send her people out. But we not paying the people that's coming when we really need them in our crisis. Why would they do it? You just messed that whole relationship up. We a village. We're not a regular person where you got to go do a COD, but now the village got to do that? Come on now. You rather mess up our credibility and our name off of political infighting. That you need to put that to the side because the residents matter first. Safety matters first. Things that you going to need later and something happen, all they going to do, who they going to point at? Everybody, when they do the news, they say the mayor's office. Mayor's office got nothing to do with this. This is all the trustees. They the one stopping progress. They the one not paying people. They the one why that gentleman came up here and said, pay me. But they keep taking people out. Colorado. Oh, you got something? Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Trustee called off a lot of things. I didn't get lost. Is there a possibility everybody on here be paying us off? What are we going to do if we don't pay these people? The interest is steady. I don't know. I get deficit. Yeah, we don't stand a deficit. You stand a deficit. We don't pay these people.
So we have people that we've already been approved, still not getting their checks. Those people need to be taken care of first. I'm not even going to beat my drum again about the public works employees. So I think we take care of our old stuff first, and then we start moving on to these. It was mentioned in here, we don't even have a budget right now, and we're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars into the millions without a budget. $2.8 million in the deficit today, this fiscal year, 2.5 million in deficit last year. And I respect your point of view or your opinion in terms of the bonds. Other communities don't have to take out bonds. They have surpluses, they have reserves. So I'm opposed to that. Yeah, South Holland, right up the street. The same communities we talk about we want to mimic don't have deficits. And I want to deprogram that concept that government runs off deficit. It doesn't. Poorly managed governments run on deficits. We have not taken out we haven't taken out a bond since 2009, trustee.
Yeah.
All those things. So, but to answer your question, and I appreciate it, I genuinely feel you come from a good place. So I want to make sure I'm giving you that same respect, or I hope I'm doing so. My concerns are that we don't have the money. We're piling more debt on top of stuff that's already not being paid. So my suggestion is let's actually approve a budget. Let's pay our past due stuff and then work to address these current items. But I do appreciate what your question.
Are you done, trustee?
Yeah.
Yep.
May I be recognized, Mayor?
Okay, go ahead.
You know, there's an office in a conference room over there that should have been used before we got to this point to address all the issues. And I do believe every vendor and everyone that did work here should be paid. Simply because if a person is hungry, you need food. These people get up, come to work. You know, what are you going to say, or what are we going to say if we don't get this water fixed over there? We're going to be hauling in water and begging people for bottles of water. We should do what we're supposed to do and what we got elected for. Let's just pay these people, move on, and just continue to do the work that we got to do. I mean, Dolton is on the rise. You see the work that has been done out here. You see public works out here. You see the police out here. You see concrete vendors out here. You see the work is being done. It ain't like the work is not being done. I mean, we need to just sit down, work together, and pay these people. We don't need to be on and get interest on money and we worrying about a deficit. Let's just take care of what we got at hand here. I mean, concrete, trees, the work is being done. And like I stated, and I'll state again, there's a conference room over there. Everybody has the phone numbers. Where's the transparency there in communicating? But it always until we get here. And you know it's a roadblock when we get here. But there's not a roadblock when it's time to issue them paychecks out for us as individuals, and taxpayers are paying for us. So we need to do what we have to do to keep this village moving. Pay the vendors. I'm done.
Mayor, may I be
All
recognized?
right, there's been motion and second. Please call her out.
Huh?
You got to repeat. I'll make sure.
Go ahead, call her out. Hello.
That's fine.
Trustee Norwood.
The amended motion to pay the bills. We're taking all those vendors out.
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
The warrant list had, I want to say, approximately 18 pages. All vendors with the exclusion, and I'll give the number of vendors. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 15, 16, 18. There's 21 vendors I'm seeing on this list here. So all vendors with the exception of those read into record.
May I be recognized just for clarity? As I stated by our first discussion, some of those which Ms. Johnson said that would be updated, that he read off was items that have already been paid with a credit card. So those items have been paid with a credit card already. So they're just being removed off of this list. So I just want to make that clear. And also, I don't understand how we sit here and keep saying that there's no deficit, and every time we get to the board meeting when it's time for corporate bills, that's when everything go left. I know I would like to ask Ms. Johnson, but I'm sure she's been told not to say how many checks she actually have sitting on her desk that haven't even been sent out yet. So we had approval of $4 million 2 months ago, and it's probably still $2 million sitting on her desk that haven't even been sent out.
All right, anything else? All right, call the roll, please.
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Trustee Stanley Brown. No. Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Holmes.
No.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Motion passed.
All right, and please stop making false statements up here. So next on the agenda is new business. Can I have a motion to terminate the contract of Otis and Sturk, Murphy, Frazier, and McGrath LTD as Legislative Council.
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been motioned and second. Any discussion? Nobody? Any discussion? So I put this on the agenda because it is so needed. How everybody keep telling y'all about deficits and all these issues, but yet they keep their legislative council. If you want to reduce this alleged deficit, why don't you start there? That will take $1 million right there off the top, right there. But you guys won't do it. This person keeps on doing fake things around here and causing a lot of trouble and turmoil between us as elected officials. And basically, he just running up the clock. He's been doing a money grab forever, and I've been saying this. And residents, now you see it because every single lawsuit that he has anything to do with it. And it's shameful that these trustees follow behind somebody that's leading them wrong, I guess, unless everybody getting something. It's a shame that they keep on bringing him on for things that's illegal, unconstitutional, and now people gonna have actual cases just because y'all following wrong. That's sad, and I would not want to see anybody in a situation like that. But you can't keep following wrong and costing the taxpayer money. Prime example: all the lawsuits that y'all have lost, and the money grab that he just recently tried to do. I think you guys need to wake up and now throw in the towel and come on and let go this Odison group. So there's a motion and second. Please call the roll.
Trustee Norwood,
No.
Trustee Stanley Brown,
Yes.
Trustee House,
No.
Trustee Holmes,
Yes.
Trustee Belcher.
No.
Motion failed.
Y'all taxpayer dollars. That's why I'm pointing it out to you. Next, is there a motion to discuss and approval of the IDOT resolutions for maintenance under the Illinois Highway Code and performance by consultant engineer section number 22-24550-00 GM and 23-50-00 GM. This is the one that Ron Engineer just explained. Is there a motion?
A motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, motion and second. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Trustee Norwood,
Aye.
Trustee Stanley Brown,
Aye.
Trustee House,
Aye.
Trustee Holmes,
Aye.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Next on the agenda is discussion and approval of ordinance number 23 amending the Village of Dolton Code of Ordinances related to hazardous materials impact fee. This is the one that Chief McCain just spoke about. A lot of times we have things that come in our community that's on trains. And if a train collide with a car or a crash or get derailed for whatever reason, we want to be able to clean up those chemicals and not only that, oppose fees. Is there a motion?
A motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there a motion and second? Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Trustee Norwood,
Aye.
Trustee Stanley Brown,
Aye.
Trustee House,
Aye.
Trustee Holmes,
Aye.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Next on the agenda is discussion and approval of ordinance number 23 authorizing the issuance of the 3.9 million general obligation tax anticipation warrants in anticipation of the collection of tax levy for the tax year of 2022 by the Village of Dolton. Is there a motion?
A motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been motion and second. And for those that don't know what that is or what we're doing, is basically us taking out a loan because our taxes will be late this year like it was last year. The difference is the county gave us the loan last year. This year we have to go out and get the money because it won't come in until like November, December, and we don't want to be without money in our fund. So that's the reason for this that you see. And basically once they give us our money, then we repay this back. It's been motion second. Please call it.
Well, Mayor, I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
I know last year it was at 0%. Is that still the same this year?
I do not know the number by heart. Let me ask the attorney. Do you have the number? We just going
Do
out.
I? No, I don't. I don't know.
So she said
I was
they're
not
going
involved in
out.
this one.
They're going out to get it now.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Any other questions? Okay, call it roll.
Trustee Norwood,
Aye.
Trustee Stanley Brown,
Aye.
Trustee House,
Aye.
Trustee Holmes,
Aye.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Motion passed.
All right. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been motion and second. Please call it roll.
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Trustee Stanley Brown.
Aye.
Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Holmes.
Aye.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Motion passed. Meeting adjourned at 10:23.
All right, good night, everybody. Thank you for coming out.